We are back with round five of the Las Vegas Regional, and we have a special matchup here. We have the, I believe, only two registrants of these characters. We have Mikasa, Hizuru's Hope, piloted by Constantine, the winner of the final regional of last year on this very character, versus Peak Finger, Panzer Unit Cartman. And Peak is a character that is also no stranger to the top of the charts. Peak has a regional victory as well. And the difference here, the stark difference, I was expecting a death mirror match, but Constantine has actually switched to air. The death symbol for Mikasa lost quite a bit in rotation, but Constantine really believes in this air symbol deck, and hopefully he will get to show off what he thinks makes this deck so special.
I did get to see a little bit of it because Constantine traveled down to our local championship.
And you judged it, yes.
And I judged it, and he ended up taking the win.
Yeah.
So it actually was very interesting, and he and I would go back and forth as far as what he is playing, because it's very similar to what I do in another one of my decks. It's just different characters. But the air symbol, yeah, I can see exactly where he believes in it firmly. Peak, you've played a lot of Peak in the past, and we made a comment going over things in our anti-Titan artillery. I can say it right, I swear.
Yes.
And you said, well, one of the things that combos with is Earthbreaker.
We saw a lot of Earthbreakers,
and I'm pretty sure I saw that in Luna's hand just now. So it is two great players, two great characters. I can't wait to see what happens with this.
And Constantine had a pretty poor opening, but mulliganed into, looks like a good grip of Foundations. And we are getting the show on the road. All right, and he starts off by playing a card that I don't recognize, unfortunately. I recognize every other card in his hand. There's Rifle Arm, Weapon at the Ready.
Weapon at the Ready.
And then going for a Dark Ward.
End up failing Dark Ward.
Yeah.
Marley's Warriors coming out first.
The greater goal, confronting the MLA and Bodon's coaching, and a second Bodon's coaching. Gonna go ahead and commit Peak. Third Bodon's coaching, checks the 5, gets the build, gets the 6 Foundations. So ordinarily, Peak is able to commit to build the top card of the deck face down, forced to commit Peak for the build of Bodon's coaching. However, makes up for it by passing another Bodon's coaching. Bodon's coaching, especially potent when you have low or 0 cards in your hand, because both players discard a card, both players draw a card, not a cost. If you have no cards in your hand, you just draw a card for free.
And I will say, Botan's coaching, Flame Siren end up checking 2 Thunder Spirit Mirages back-to-back, checked to 3 on both, had to commit Peak, and then ended up checking Military Airship for the third Botan's coaching. Worth it?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
so as well.
Bug Bite coming out as the first attack.
Constantine's going to lead off with Bug Bite. I did not catch what he stacked, because I think he stacked a Battle Arrive, stacks a 5. Just going to go ahead and Queen of the Monsters on a 6. Going to build on the Bug Bite. So very, very powerful interaction with that. Oh, now I know. I don't remember the name of the card that he has, but it's very similar to Enormous Axe, but it's Death attuned. I imagine it would be Enormous Axe if he was playing on Death, but Enormous Axe does not have air, so he is playing the weaker version he's legally allowed to play in his deck, so he can sacrifice it with Mikasa to draw 2, and then go ahead and...
Flame Siren looking at it right now. Checks a 3rd Thunder Spirit Barrage, going for the block with Earthbreaker.
Earthbreaker is a 1-high. Constantine's going to go for another Queen of the Monsters. Checks another 5. Builds down Queen of the Monsters. Sacrifices to draw 2. We're going to go ahead and rip the Botan's coaching. Just draw a free card because the hand is empty. And Constantine is debating his discard for Botan's coaching. Goes ahead and does Invisible Infiltration. I believe Invisible Infiltration is a one-of in Constantine's deck, specifically for the Deadlock Infinite. So if you're unaware, there is an Infinite only available in Deadlock, where I believe it is Prowess of the Survey Corps, has a deadlock to commit it and add a attack from your card pool to your hand. And Invisible Infiltration can remove the Prowess of the Survey Corps, and then it will be reset when the attack resolves. So you can actually infinitely add back Invisible Infiltration from your card pool to your hand. So that is, I believe, why Invisible Infiltration is included. It is just for that one combo, because he does have access to Bug Bite to stack Invisible Infiltration or Prowess of the Survey Corps if he thinks that's necessary in the matchup. Peak is not a matchup you will go into deadlock because Peak will be sacrificing many foundations. So Constantine just goes ahead and discards the Invisible Infiltration to the Bodon's Coaching, really not valuing it very highly. But we just saw Peak -2 damage with the Enhance, and then respond with the Greater Goal to -4 damage on the Bug Bite. Just going to get a little bit of chip and take 1 damage. But I think needs pumping the brakes here. We have Thunder Spear Demo.
Thunder Spear Demo, correct.
Yeah. Substitute Member and Team Hero 15 coming down. So a pretty good turn from Constantine here. Got a lot of attacks played, built a lot, drew a lot. But let's see if Peak can provide some sort of answer. Unfortunately, checking one of the assets and then just drew 1. Most people only play 2. I play 3 because I'm a coward, but most people only play 2. So it looks like that might be the end of Peak's ability to get the asset.
Yeah, and
electing
so
not to flip last turn.
Yes.
The Peak Enhance was used, could have transformed and taken the asset out of the deck, but decided not to.
And that's the important part of it, is you get your asset out of your deck. If you got it in hand, you got it in discard pile, it's going to do you no good.
Yeah. So we will see. Peak is a first enhance to give stats. So we're just going to go with the build, not going to flip Peak. If there are no more Anti-Titan artilleries in the deck, then I agree completely. No need to flip right now. Just want to get that free build once per turn. And we'll see if Dean has a low block or if this Chivalrous Charge is just going to do 10 damage. Looks like we had the low. And it is a full block there. We have Chomp on a 4. Checks a 3. What are we going to get rid of? Cannot do that. Chomp can only do 2 difficulty or lower. Cannot destroy the 3 difficulty foundation.
Weapon at the ready being chose to get rid of. Do not blame them in the slightest. Weapon Clash coming out. Borderlands 4 promo.
Yes. And the 4th Bodon's Coaching.
4th Bodon's Coaching. Very nice.
And then go ahead and playing the Anti-Titan on a 6? On a 7?
On a
lot, yeah.
On a 6. Checked a 5, committed 1 for the 6. Going to actually shift Chivalrous Charge into Ingress.
Yeah, we talked about some of these backups yesterday in our Caduceus match.
Yeah.
An interesting ability that can add itself back to the hand, but it builds committed to give your rival a chance to attack it if they want.
That way you can't immediately pick it back up.
Yeah. Oh, we have Violent Animus Shot in the main deck coming down. Let's see what it's attacking. It's just going to remove the Egress and go right. It's going to get flashed. It's going to remove the foundation. Cons is going to draw a card. And then it is going to demand a block, or else a card will be removed from the hand. So it looks like we are blocking on a 7, checking a 3, committing a face down, committing Weapon Clash, committing, nope, not Weapon Clash, just 2 Bodon's Coachings, and Marley's Warriors. Yeah. So a face down, 2 Bodon's Coachings, and Marley's Warriors is committed. Did not expect that.
No. We did see it run yesterday. And there is very valid reasons to run it, especially in what's going on in the current field, the current meta that we were aware of prior to actually showing up to the event. Super unfortunate that happened.
Yeah, on the turn the Egress comes down, and we see Thunder Spear Demo clearing the Violent Animus Shot, which means this Bug Bite on a 3 is true. Presumably, Constantine does not run any 2 checks, but he does check a 5, and he will get to stack a card from discard on top of the deck. Let's see if he has a Queen of the Monsters, or if he puts an attack that he wants to draw, or perhaps a foundation he wants to check.
There's one Queen of the Monsters in discard.
Yeah,
the other
looks
one,
like it'll be Queen of the
I
Monsters.
was going to say, the other one I think is built
The
face
other one
down.
is his face down foundation that he might sacrifice right now, and he does, to draw the Queen of the Monsters he just stacked, and picks up a military airship as well. He does still have access to the Team Hero build. Team Hero now, we saw a lot of Team Hero yesterday, but I don't think I saw a single instance of Team Heroes Enhanced to give stats, which we will finally see right now.
Yes.
Because Constantine did just sacrifice that Queen of the Monsters. He will get 1 damage with that Team Hero 15, bumping Bug Bite up a little bit. Pete goes ahead and flips Weapon Clash to build. And then we're going to reveal a weapon from our hand to give 3 damage to Bug Bite.
And you're right. It does seem like everyone's default for Team Hero is to use it, remove, and build.
Yeah.
But it does have another enhance.
Very, very powerful one in a deck that can consistently activate it. Queen on a 6, checks a 5. Going to go ahead and commit 1. But we're going to build down Bug Bite to replace the foundation we just committed. Or Constantine does have a momentum. He can actually draw a card and add any foundation he wants from his discard pile into his card pool, and then build that instead.
And then build that down.
Yeah.
It's a great way to selectively pick something out of your discard pile and then build it down.
For sure. But he's deliberating on what his choice is. He has a Batra Arrives, very, very powerful card to cheat into play with effects like that. Because it is a 3-diff, usually pretty expensive to play from your hand, but that is on the... he just checked it. It's fresh. It's right there. It's calling to him. And we'll see what he ends up doing. Nope, just going to go ahead and build on the Bug Bite. Says, I'd rather keep my card pool. Slick. Sacrifice Bug Bite. Draw 2 cards. Another Bug Bite.
And another one.
It never stops. And there is the Prowess of the Survey Corps that I mentioned earlier. There is the other piece of the Deadlock combo. I don't think we'll see it in this match. But perhaps... if Constantine continues winning, we might see it later in the tournament. But
again, showing weapon card and weapon foundation that he's sitting on in his hand.
Yeah, for the plus damage equal to the block mod, which works for weapon attacks or foundations you can reveal. I think it's actually any weapon card if there was a weapon asset, if you had that as well. I don't think there are any weapon backups, but in theory.
I mean, some of the backups could be considered weapons for sure. Yeah. But you're correct. It's any weapon card, and then able to get the bonus stats to it. Stacking
Bug Bite, stacking Bug Bite. We're just going. And then we're going to presumably sacrifice a foundation. He's going to get rid of the Thunder Spear demo, draw 2 cards. He says, I smell blood in the water. You have no cards in hand. You cannot reduce the damage enough. But... in response, that was an I'm With You build at the top from Peak. So -2 damage from Peak Enhance, -2 damage from I'm With You, -2 damage from Greater Goal. That's -6 on the Bug Bite. It is now at -1. Mikasa can only give 3, and then Team Hero can give 2.
It's so 1 high for -1.
Yeah, but it'll get 3. Now it's a 1 high for 2. And then he can give it 2 more with Team Hero, and it will be a 1 high for 4. Which will leave Peak at 6 health if this connects.
Yeah, I believe it's going to hit.
I think it will too. I believe there are no more cards in hand. And we know the Bug Bite is coming, and it's going to be for 10 damage, and Peak looks like an only -4. It looks like this Bug Bite will be lethal unless there's another I'm With You hiding in the stage. But we'll see. I think they're all Boat Hunts coachings. I don't think we have another card built from the top that could be an I'm With You. But Constantine is deliberating his stack with Bug Bite.
Is it timely counterattack that he's looking at right now?
Yeah, he's deliberating timely counterattack, yeah. But I don't see a way for Peak to get out of this unless, again, there is another I'm with you hiding in the stage, but I don't think that's possible. But Dean going with the invisible infiltration stack.
I was going to say timely counterattack. I had to look it up really quick. He does have less foundations than Flame Siren.
Yeah. So team here is going to give 2. Going to -2 damage. Going to -2 with Greater Goal. And then he's going to reveal for 3. Bug Bite will be for 6 damage. And Peak will go to 0. Yes, okay. And Constantine with Mikasa does take game 1. That was so much damage being given. Bug Bite is such an easy attack to block, but it looks like Peak's game plan was not to block. It was to reduce damage, and even -6 didn't do anything to a 3 diff because Constantine was just going to say, says, I'm going to play a bunch of 1 highs for 10.
And like we said, unfortunate because most people, as you said, are going to run 2 anti-Titan artillery. I can words. I promise.
Yeah.
But running 2 ATAs, you see 1 in discard, you see 1 in hand. Very unfortunate. Might be able to make it back this time. Hopefully remain in the deck and be able to flip and actually go forward with that.
Yeah. Definitely unfortunate to have both of those out of the deck so quickly. But let's see what adjustments can be made for game 2. Peak will be starting this time.
And as well, ended up checking 3 Thunder Spear Barrage by turn 2, I believe.
Yeah. But I see the vision for Constantine's air deck, and we just saw him. Was there multiple invisible infiltrations in his deck? Siding in more violent anima shots and siding out invisible infiltration. Okay, so prowess of the Survey Corps definitely is a one of, but he does have multiple invisible infiltrations. Yes. Oh, I remember. He was talking about this. You can invisible infiltration to reset Thunder Spear demo as well. So invisible infiltration can remove the committed Thunder Spear demo, so you can continuously clear your card pool.
You just have another way of clearing your card pool.
Yep. So electing to trim down the invisible infiltrations for violent anima shots. I guess really wanting to target down that Egress. If there are 4 chivalrous charges in the deck from Peak, then I think that makes sense. But if it's not, I don't think there are that many backups that you would, but could also just value the 1 load breaker 1. We saw a Colossus SWAT be checked. That is a terrifying attack with powerful 4. And Mikasa's Fatal Cleave is also a very commonly played attack in the Peak deck. And Earthbreaker. So maybe Constantine just values the utility of Violent Anima Shot of, well, if you have Egress, I'm going to remove that, draw a card, get the Violent Anima Shot. And if you don't, it's going to be a 1 low breaker 1 on your devastating low attacks.
And because Peak ends up with so many face down cards, I did see Battle Aura release in there as well. So being able to give it a flat 4 damage every time you play it, because you have enough face downs in your card, in your stage.
Peak can make Battle Aura release a 7 high 11.
Yeah, I was trying to do the math really quickly in my head, but you beat me to it. 7 high 11,
quite a powerful one.
Being able to chain play them as well.
Yeah,
I'm liking Peak. I'm liking Peak.
Yeah, I am a big enjoyer of Peak. I will say something that we didn't see that I'm wondering if is in the deck is I like splashing a little bit of Outwit in Peak, because between Greater Goal and Battle Aura release, sometimes you run out of foundations to flip face down. And I'm a big fan of Risky Gamble, which is an Outwit, unflip commit to draw a card when your rival draws a card. So it does not have a way to flip itself face down to activate its own Outwit, but between the Greater Goal and Battle Aura, you flip it face down with the Greater Goal, it unflips itself with the Outwit, and then Greater Goal and flip it down again, and then you have a reusable outlet for the Greater Goal. But I didn't see any in game 1. We'll see what game 2 has in store for us.
Chivalry Charge and Battle Aura release.
Not a great hand.
And
I don't think
the
you can keep
ATA's
this.
right there. I don't think
but
you can
maybe
keep
we
this.
are. Maybe we are keeping, and we're just going to play it. One weapon clash. Constantine deciding to mulligan.
Yeah, waiting.
He did not side out prowess with the Survey Core, but did mulligan it away.
Holding for just a second before we get started.
Letting Constantine finish his shuffle before the build. But it looks like there is... Remember, Peak 6 built last game.
Mm-hmm.
Peak had a 6 build. And maybe a little too scared of the prospect of not having Anti-Titan artillery in the deck from the last game, electing to keep a hand with... Actually, this was a 3 build. When I saw it, I thought it was Weapon Clash, Botan's Coaching, Anti-Titan artillery, and 3 attacks. This is more reasonable.
Yeah.
Just building Anti-Titan artillery is mitigating the chance of checking it. I think this was a very reasonable keep.
But unfortunately, immediately checking Thunder Spirit Barrage once again.
We're going to go weapon at the ready on a 4. Constantine maybe regretting that one as he debates committing Mikasa, then does it, and then checks another 3. So he only gets the 4 build. We're going to lead off with Chivalrous Charge, checking a Chivalrous Charge from Pikir. Chivalrous Charge, a very damaging move. Gets a lot of damage on. It's a 3 low 7 effectively at base stats. Electing to peak enhance for 2 damage, but not transform. And then we are going to commit to build the top part of our deck.
So 3 low 9 currently.
Yeah, 3 low 9. And artillery is going to make it a 3 low. Artillery did not give it any damage. Artillery was not activated to give it damage, but we did use the response.
It dealt damage to destroy Batra Rise.
Yeah. So we did get to commit Batra Arrives. Weapon, Battle Aura coming out. It is going to be a lot of damage. 4 damage from Battle Aura, as you said. Yeah. The 0 high block.
Enormous Axe.
The greater goal. Gonna commit 2 here.
And then Dark Ward.
Another 3. That one's gonna fail. It's gonna go back to Constantine. And trying the Prowess of the Survey Corps. Maybe it is more than 1. He's drawn that card so many times. Maybe I'm wrong and he plays more than 1 of that card. I don't think he does, but just keeps drawing it.
Either he does or he's incredibly lucky. I mean,
or unlucky. I don't think you want it right now.
Well, yeah.
He mulliganed it away and he drew it immediately. Yeah. Let's
Queen of the Monsters in hands.
Yeah, Queen, the one documented first on stream at Queen of the Monsters, not a good draw right now. No momentum and no other attacks to build with it. He is attacking the backup, though. He says, I need that backup to go away. Queen going at the backup. 7 printed damage on Queen, so it's going to be tough for Peak to damage reduce it. But the deflect 4.
Deflect 4. Deflect 4 will let it survive.
Yeah, Constantine didn't have any weapons to reveal to give it any damage.
I
can see a weapon in his hand.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He just didn't respect the deflect. Unless Mikasa only gives weapon attacks plus damage, but I was fairly certain it was anything.
No, it's this attack.
Yeah, so Constantine not respecting the deflect and not giving his Queen of the Monsters any damage, and Egress will survive on 1 stamina.
And we did talk about that quite a bit yesterday.
We sure did. Yeah.
Deflect 4, just so ridiculous as far as how valuable it has been this weekend. And we're just getting started into the weekend.
Just going to go ahead with some building for Peak, and all 5s this time. No need to commit any more foundations. Peak at 10 right now.
There's Enormous Axe, Battle for Dominance, I'm With You, and Marley's Warriors.
Yeah, and Egress is online now. Egress is ready. It can be added back to the hand. Constantine cannot attack it successfully. It'll just jump away to the hand, and the attack will be dropped. Constantine's got some 3 diffs in his hand, though. He's got some free attacks. Yeah, checks a 3, but Bug Bite's a 3 diff, so no harm, no foul. And, oh, the static of Egress. I forgot about this. All of Constantine's attacks get -1 speed, and all of Blim Siren's attacks get +1 speed. Let's see. Gonna go ahead and fire off Weapon at the ready. And we are going to stack a tech. So he's basically saying, you better put Egress back in your hand right now, or I'm going to get this Violent Animus shot. You're not going to get minus speed on all my moves. You're not going to get plus speed on your turn and bounce away Egress at the last second. You're going to put it back in your hand right now. And let's see what the response is. Going to sacrifice Weapon at the ready, draw 2, respond, push the limits, draw 3. 5-hander, by the way.
Yeah, 5-hander.
And Egress is going to jump away. We are recalling it back to the hand.
Picked up Queen of the Monsters, picked up Violent Animus Shot, and picked up Team Hero.
Yep. 3 incredible draws.
Jeez.
We are going to reveal Animus Shot for +1 damage on the Bug Bite.
Removing the I'm With You, one of the face down foundations that was there.
Yep. Some damage reduction, it looks like. Yep, and going to use the Greater Goal to flip an I'm With You face down. So the next time there's going to be some damage reduction. What are they? Sorry, they're correcting something. They're correcting some order of operations. I think it might have still been Means Enhance. Not really sure what happened. They're going to blocks? All right, I guess we're just going to go to blocks. All right, we're going to half block? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a 3-block mod mid, so yeah, half block.
Yep. Queen of the Monsters on a 6, checks a 5. Going to tap 1. And we're off to the races, I fear.
Does have the momentum, so can use it to selectively pick up, put it in the card pool, then use the other blitz to go ahead and build it down.
Yep. Any foundation he wants. We saw him deliberate about this last time. But looks like yet again, he's just going to build Bug Bite down, going to sacrifice the face down and draw 2 cards.
But keeping the card pool clean.
Yep. And now we are going to peak -2 damage, respond I'm With You, respond the Greater Goal, -6 damage on this Queen of the Monsters.
4 high
And it's
for
not enough. It's not enough because so much damage is going to get added. Although this time, I don't think he only has a 1 block mod weapon. He can't just get 3 damage back. He can only get 1 damage back. We're going to go ahead and Battle for Dominance, removing the Greater Goal from the card pool to draw a card. Getting some more options. And Peak is finally going to build the top of the deck.
We do know that they have, we were able to see Marley's Warriors in there, but we do know that they have Chivalrous Charge already in hand.
Yes.
Because I picked it up earlier. That I think is a 1 low block mod.
It is a 1 low, yes.
So won't help us too much on Queen of the Monsters, but if they do decide to play Violent Animus Shot, we do have that.
Violent Animus Shot's also a high.
Okay.
I don't know if it has any lows.
It's block
mod is a low. It's
okay,
block mod is low.
okay.
Yeah.
Come on, I've got one of them right.
Yes. I understood what you. I understood why you thought that. And Earthbreaker is a 1 high block despite being a low attack. So they're opposites.
Okay.
Yeah.
Game designers.
Not that you would know because the alt art Violent Animus Shot also the or the Earthbreaker alt art and the Violent Enemy Shot alt art, the block mods are gold.
They're
even
gold,
though it's a high block.
but it shows high and low. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's all right. So Constantine just going to build some 3 diffs there. Just going to build the stage out a little bit more, electing not to push any further. Let's see. Peak could fire off the Marley's Warriors here. And it looks like there's a lot of attacks, but no momentum for the Thunder Spear Barrages. 2 Thunder Spear Barrages and no momentum. Yeah, asking to read Prowess of the Survey Corps. Not applicable right now in any capacity, unless maybe reading the Deadlock effect, because it could be applicable, but Peak can very, very easily get out of Deadlock if the loop were to come into play here. Peak can very easily get out of Deadlock. Maybe easier than any other character in the entire game. Peak can just sacrifice two cards in the same attack, but just gonna build 1. Does not want to go into Deadlock.
Battle for Dominance coming down.
Yeah.
I was looking to double check. It is response ability in the card pool for Dark Ward, because sitting on 3 Dark Ward, kind of frightening to a degree, but it's only for responsibilities within the card pool.
Yeah, so it can cancel Breaker, it can cancel Echo, and it can cancel... no Deflect is an ability played from the hand. I do not believe Dark Ward can cancel Deflect. I believe the cost of Deflect is added to your card pool, but it is played in your hand.
Got it. That's what I was questioning to a degree.
Yeah. And then we're just going to build again.
It's green.
It is
so
green.
It's another one of the
it is a responsibility.
Things. Yeah.
It is a responsibility. But we've got, okay, we drew another one of those Warriors, and we drew an Acidic Sludge. So we've kind of reached a standstill here, I fear. So Peak doesn't want to advance into Deadlock. However, Peak doesn't want to throw random attacks away. However, Peak has no momentum, so these Thunder Spear Barrages are not going to echo. However, Dean has 3 Dark Wards, as you pointed out, so it doesn't matter how much momentum that Peak would have.
Because it would cancel out the echoes.
Yeah.
Would have no problem.
I'm really not sure where the advancement is, and Dean just drew Invisible Infiltration. If Peak is not out of Deadlock, then the infinite is possible. I think he's going for it. There are 12 foundations right now.
My stomach hurts looking at the setup that's happening right now.
However, again...
Yeah. That's number 6.
That is number 6. Number 6, yeah, caveat 6. Peak can sacrifice 2 foundations here and get out of Deadlock. And then... sorry, that really caught me off guard. This is the first time.
I've seen the googly eyes. We've seen it on Pony, but
this is the first time that Card Titan has transformed this game. I did not expect the googly eyes jump scare.
That's great.
Anyways, so we are going to sacrifice 2 foundations. We are going to get out of Deadlock, and we are going to prevent Constantine from doing the invisible infiltration loop that we talked about earlier. But I think...
Now, go back into that just for a second. Okay, Peak. Sacrifice 2 foundations. I thought it was only 1.
So, when Peak sacrifices a foundation, Peak gets to transform to the other side. The other side has a complementary effect to sacrifice a foundation, but instead of modifying damage, it modifies speed. So, Peak is able to flip back and forth. You cannot use the same ability twice because Peak's front side is a first enhance. So, your first enhance to flip to the reverse side. When you flip back to the front side, you don't have a first enhance again.
It's not first enhance.
Otherwise, you could just flip-flop back and forth and just fire off, all 10 of your foundations for +30, but not how it works. But Peak did elect to flip-flop, and we are back on the front side because we sacrificed another foundation to bring us back down to 10.
Peak flip-flopping, it really made it into a jump scare.
Yes, it really did make it into a jump scare for sure. But we did... Thunder Spear demo clear away the invisible infiltration, and then Constantine's following that up with a Violent Animus Shot. No backups this time, but in a cruel twist of fate, it looks like Battle for Dominance is about to remove Chivalrous Charge instead of Violent Animus Shot removing Egress. So one way or another, that card is removed. But revealing another Violent Animus Shot for +1 damage. Constantine really fighting for his life on these block mods, I'll be honest with you. He really, really could use a block mod higher than +1 for his damage pump, but when your attack is blocked, it doesn't actually matter how much damage it has.
Yeah, exactly.
And Violent Animus Shot does demand a block, as it will remove a random card if it makes contact. So the weapon clash coming down as the high block of choice. It looks like Dean is just thinking about playing some more Foundations. Maybe he's going to go into dead. Maybe he will go into Deadlock.
I believe so.
Botcha arrives on a 5, and we have another sixth wielder Smokescreen. I'm a pretty big fan of that card. Smokescreen basically just says any card in your hand turns into Hawk's Feather. You can put any card in your hand into your card pool, and then the attack that's currently in play will get minus, I believe it is -4 speed. -4 speed.
I have no idea why you would be a fan of that. None whatsoever.
It turns any card into Hawk's Feather. What can I say? It takes any card in your hand, makes it the best card ever made.
It sounds like you like Hawk's Feather. Yeah. I'm just going to take a guess.
He's got 2 in his card pool. He could -8 speed, and with Mikasa constantly refilling your hand, I can see why Dean elected to put some of these cards in his deck.
There's Earthbreaker.
And there is the Earthbreaker for sure. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It looks like Earthbreaker will be drawing a card if my count is correct. Dean has a little pile of committed Foundations, so I might have counted those wrong, but I think they are confirming right now. And then we're going to draw a card. And there it is. And we're going to respond Earthbreaker, get 1 damage. Earthbreaker response, always very powerful. Because as you pointed out in one of our earlier matches, it lasts a whole turn, essentially.
It lasts for everything that you're playing that turn, because it is in your card pool.
Yeah. Dark Ward could have canceled that. Technically.
Yeah.
Dark Ward. I think we're going to see if this Earthbreaker makes contact, I do think we will see a Dark Ward cancel the Destroy Foundation effect.
Yeah.
I think we will see that. I don't think we're going to see Dark Ward flip cancel +1 damage.
There are lots of good targets, right? Batra. Batra arrives. Dark Ward. You've got Prowess.
Yeah, you can get that off the table. You can target commit the Thunder Spear demo with Anti-Titan Artillery if you so choose. But it looks like it did hit. So I imagine... Oh, no, it looks like we're just doing stun 2 right now. Okay, we're just stunning 2. We have not gotten that far. Sorry, I got baited by the artillery getting picked up. Yeah. It looked like they were gesturing to use the ability. But Peak is going to build. We're going to commit, build with Peak. I believe that was a Mikasa's Fatal Cleave that just got built face down. Another very powerful card pool response that can be canceled by Dark Ward. That will be canceled by Dark Ward if it makes contact, for sure. Or else it would just destroy the Dark Ward.
It just worries me so much. Yeah. He has all 3 stacked next to each other.
Yeah. So we do see an activation of 6-wielder Smokescreen that we talked about. Card getting added to the card pool face down and -4 speed on the Earthbreaker. So we got another minus speed. We have a 0 low for 9.
For 9. And
all right.
Hey, Violent Animus Shot +1.
Yep. Breaker on the Violent Animus Shot, and then we checked a 4 on the 5. We check a 3 because of the breaker, so we did have to commit 2. Peak is okay with committing some Foundations like this because Peak does want Foundations to destroy to give stats. So generally, Peak is all right with a bad check or 2. But as you get closer to the end of your turn, when your attacks are going to be higher difficulty, you do just want to ride out the 5s. So you're playing like an attack on a 7, check a 5, commit 2, destroy those 2. Attack on an 8, check a 5, commit 3, destroy 2 of them. You don't want to be checking 3s when you get further into your turn, but as of right there, it was perfectly fine to check a 3. Or check a 4, I guess, that became a 3 because of the breaker.
So Acidic Sludge, stuffing Dane's card pool.
Yes.
6-wielder.
Stuffing it even more. -8 speed, but with 5 in the card pool. On a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on a +6. It looks like he's blocking on a 4, actually. Blocking on a 5? If my count is right, he's blocking on a 5. We'll see how many he commits. But I think he was blocking on a 5, so I believe it's commit 2, and that is what happens. It commits 2, and we get a half block, and we are going to trigger the Anti-Titan Artillery, it looks like. So I was questioning earlier in the turn why we didn't lead with Marley's Warriors, and then just occurred to me that Bacha Arrives is sitting right there. I saw the committed one. I did not realize there was also 2. That card is not unique. There's a second one in the stage. But looks like we're going to commit the Bacha Arrives with the Anti-Titan Artillery. And we'll see if we go any further from here. Still no momentum for the Thunder Spear Barrage, but doesn't matter because 3 Dark Wards does not matter. So we are going to check a 3 there. We are going to have to commit 3. It is going to be 2 face downs and a weapon clash, and a enormous axe. No, it's going to be Marley's Warriors. So enormous axe gives us the opportunity to also rebuild ready foundations that Peak can leverage by committing enormous axe to pass checks, destroying enormous axe for her own enhance, and then building top to rebuild foundations. But I think the plan is to utilize the commit effect of enormous axe for +3 damage to try to close out the game. I just don't know if that's enough.
And Constantine ended up cycling because he had to stuff his card pool once again.
Yes. So we're at 7 cards in the card pool. Peak is flipping. The eyes are out. We got +2
They're
damage.
staring up at the camera right now.
We got +2 damage. Electing not to use Greater Goal at any point. Drawing 2 with Mikasa there from Dean. Gonna sacrifice for +3 speed. Looks like. And are we going to flip back? Don't think so. So now Enormous Axe doesn't even give any stats. It only gives +1 damage because Enormous Axe gives, similar to Battle Aura, +1 for each face down up to 4. There's only 1 face down foundation now.
You've killed all your
Enormous
face
Axe
downs.
is only giving 1 damage. Yeah, it's not going to be enough, I don't think. We have another Acidic Sludge. I believe Enormous Axe, in electing to stay on the flip side of Peak, so it can only give speed to the next attack. Assuming this life total is accurate, I don't think we're going to be close to lethal on Mikasa for this one.
And you were saying electing to stay on the flip side.
It
That
is
because
optional.
it's optional. It's enhanced to flip back to the front side is tenacious.
Yeah. Yep. Sacrifice 1 foundation. This attack gets +3 or -3 speed. You may transform Card Titan. The front side, sacrifice for +2 or -2. You may transform Peak. Electing to flip to the Card Titan side and not flip back. We do check a 5 here. Gonna get the 2 enormous axes. And now you would have been able to sacrifice both enormous axes, build 2 readies. But because we stayed on the flipped side, we are only going to be able to sacrifice 1. We are going to get 3 speed. We are going to get 2 damage from the Greater Goal. We are turning back to front side Peak. And then we might see the Anti-Titan Artillery giving 1 damage. And we do. There it is. This is a 7 low for 7.
I was going to say,
But I don't think it's enough. I think the greater goals had to be used earlier, maybe, or Peak had to have transformed on the previous attack. We needed the 2 extra damage. This is not going to be enough. We are checking a 3. We can't even pass it, and that's going to be the end of the turn. We're going to take some momentum.
It was 1 that was blocked. Yeah, and then the others we did damage. Were we responding for the damage off Earthbreaker?
I don't think there were any draws.
I thought there was 1 draw. That's why
There might have been.
because that 1 damage would have made a difference.
Yeah. Peak's only got 5 cards on the stage now.
Yeah.
This is also what can happen to Peak is when you make a large push and try to go for the game, if you miss, your stage is gone.
Hunter's ally pulling over Team Hero instantly can use Team Hero, remove it, and pull the foundation that he actually wants.
Or 2 damage on your whole string. Because
that's right, because we did see him using it for damage.
First time on stream. Because Mikasa naturally makes foundations leave your stage.
Constantine showcasing that new tech that nobody uses.
Rifle arm. Finally, he found a weapon. He found a weapon with a block mod above 1. And he gives Hunter's ally 3 damage.
Hunter's ally, one of the cards that exploded in popularity right at the beginning of this organized play year.
Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice Foundation to draw 2 cards with Mikasa. Team Hero is going to give 1 damage because we did have a Foundation leave the card pool. And are there any more attacks in the hand? There's 1 more. So Team Hero right now, actually, I just realized, not that powerful because Constantine was forced to cycle last turn due to all the acidic sludgery.
Yes.
So Constantine's discard pile is pretty fresh. Instead of being his literal entire deck, it's not that much.
Using Thunderspirit Demo in order to clear the card pool.
Yep. We got a Goblin Bolt. We're going to seal the Greater Goal, presumably. Yes, sealing the Greater Goal. Now, the question is, did Constantine check any type of draw or stacking? He's going to Team Hero. He's going to fish for some draw or perhaps weapon at the ready. That's what I meant to say when I said stacking. Something that can give him a guaranteed attack. And it looks like he is. And it's going to stack a Violent Animus Shot, I think. Yeah, going to go ahead and grab a Violent Animus Shot. We still need to find 15 damage, and I don't know if we can. 15 is so much.
I don't know that we can because we are so short on attacks in our hand.
Yeah.
We're trying.
We have some chances to draw.
We're trying desperately to find attacks on the draw.
And we got and that's on the Hunter's ally. So we got the Violent Animus Shot that we put on top, and we got another Hunter's ally. That could be the difference maker. We'll see. We have enough foundations. We can definitely pass everything. We have another Thunderspirit demo. We're gonna clearing the Goblin Bolt. I mean, there's no more effects that really. And you could argue he checked the Team Hero.
Check the Team Hero.
Check the Team Hero for Hunter's ally. Gonna build it in.
Blitz it immediately.
Man, that might be it.
Shows rifle arm able to take advantage.
Gonna sacrifice, draw 2 cards. Another Violent Animus Shot. He has 2 left. Blocking with Thunder Spear. Checks a 5. Last card in the deck, so we knew that was the check. And forcing the cycle for Peak. I did not think Mikasa Peak would go to cycle. I did not think that would happen.
And both of them cycled.
Yeah, both of them cycled. We got Violent Animus Shot on a 5, checking Bug Bite. The 3. Gonna give... I actually missed earlier. He used the other effective prowess of the Survey Core. It is a commit effect to give all your weapons +1 speed for the rest of the turn. So all these weapons have had a +1 speed, and then he just gave the 2 damage from Team Hero 15, and then presumably Mikasa is about to reveal a weapon, giving even more damage. This Violent Animus Shot's going to be a 5-high 10, it looks like. And I don't know if Peak has anything left to say about this. Peak's stage is... We've gotten to the point now where even if Peak can live this turn, I don't see a world that Peak comes back with only 3 foundations. It would be rough. Although Mikasa is only at 8. He's only at 8 health, so anything is possible. We've seen... Oh. I don't know if you just caught the cards that he drew.
Yeah.
We've
seen...
Yeah. I was about to say, we've seen crazier things happen, but Constantine did just draw 2 more attacks, and that is the game. That is the concession. And Constantine takes the victory 2-0 in round 5.
I got to give it to Blame Siren.
Yeah.
Half that game, my stomach was in knots because of everything that was on Constantine's side.
Yes.
If I was in their position, I would be sweating profusely trying to play against that.
Yeah. Yeah. Very tough game. Very tough game.
And like we said at the beginning, 2 excellent players, 2 excellent characters, and I didn't expect to see anything less. It lasted a lot longer than we originally thought it would.
Yeah.
Going to cycle on both sides in game 2. Beautifully played on both sides. Can't be upset about that.
No.
All right, and Constantine
showcasing his new, I guess, his innovations for Mikasa on air.
He did make some changes that I saw in various places as far as what I saw him play at the local championship to now what he's playing in regionals. And hey, that's awesome. Constantly evolving and changing up what you are showcasing, what you're using in competitive tournaments is something that, correct me if I'm wrong, is necessary, especially in this game.
Yeah, you have to stay on top of it. I'm curious to see how his deck performed for the rest of the weekend, but it looks like he is pretty likely to be returning tomorrow for Top Cut. I don't know if they were undefeated right at this match or if they were X1, but I think their chances regardless are pretty high to make it back here for day 2.
Without a doubt. And you know that someone like Constantine and Blame Siren, both of them, they have been looking at everything that has been going on meta-wise, what has been played at local championships, and analyzing what they can best do to counteract what is going to be played against them here. And we did see that in a lot of different ways in some of the attacks and foundations that were showcased during that match.
You know, this is not the first character we've seen utilizing Bug Bite plus Queen of the Monsters in that way, but game 1, I don't think we've seen a character do it quite as well as Constantine did with, it was Bug Bite, Queen of the Monsters, draw Queen of the Monsters, Queen of the Monsters, but not Queen of the Monsters.
It was the perfect line to go through
it was a lot.
Paint all of them, without a doubt. And it looks like we're going to have Tam Cardwell get together with Constantine to talk about the match here in just a second.
Yeah.
And shortly after that, we've got all different types of information to put out. It sounds like analysis of what's been going on lately.
And perhaps a top tables update?
I hope so. That way we can see exactly where we've gone from where we just were whenever you and Calvin actually went over everything.
Yeah.
But it looks like we're about ready to kick it over to Tam and Constantine. So are we good to go?
Yeah.
All right. So Tam, take it away.
What's up, everybody? Round 5 in the book here at the Las Vegas Regional. I'm Tam, joined with Constantine, co-caster. After watching some, and I quote, peak UniVersus, I would say, or rather Mikasa UniVersus. Incredible match. Took it to the limit. It felt, I haven't visited Mikasa in a long time. That was not the Mikasa that I'm used to. Tell me about this deck. Tell me where it came from, the inception, and all of that. Because you also won 2 LCs with this. There's a lot to be studied here about new Mikasa 4.
Yeah. So dual needle rotated, so death is not as good. And I was keep looking at Mikasa because drawing 2 cards on every attack is really powerful, right? And there's 2 synergy points that are insane with her, which is Bug Bite stacking anything from your graveyard means that your 3 difficulty, 1 high for 7 or 8 damage tutors any card from your graveyard. So either you get to selectively pick defensive pieces, or you get to stack more Bug Bites, and then that Bug Bite gets more Bug Bites. And then the other thing you just do is tutor a queen, play more queens, queen's broken. And it essentially gives the same inevitability that Koenma's task combo would, where once you have a Bug Bite, you can just keep chaining a bunch of moves. And you might think, well, you're playing on progressive. That's where Thunder Spear demo comes in. That one is really messed up. And so playing on -1 progressive is fantastic. Killing your card pools is obscene, especially when you draw so many cards. So that is at the core of the offense of it. And then the defense is Death Attune and Air Attune and Air Primary has some really messed up defensive cards. Dark Ward, Substitute Member, Bachelor Arrives, and Team Hero. And so all that combines together to make, I think, kind of a mid-rangey deck that has some insane inevitability.
Yeah, it's certainly not the same beast. And I want to talk about the defense that you showed. What is the Vestige card? Smokescreen, I think?
I think it is. I don't actually know.
Destroy a foundation, draw 2 cards, add one of them into your card pool for -4, and then block with the other card. Like, it's like such a perfect way to like sacrifice a foundation, full block a move. And in that last game, you had 2 of them out. It was you were 6 cards deep and still considering a block if you had the right zone. Like, it was like, I'm sitting here watching this game and looking at the technology being like, this isn't the Mikasa that I'm used to, but this is the Mikasa that I can get behind. It's very, very cool.
This deck is awesome, yeah. And then, honestly, the Smokescreen was a last-minute addition because I simply just wanted more Hunter's Ally targets, and it has been insane. It has been incredibly good. Another great thing about it is when you're drawing that many cards, you can brick and then not be able to review anything. Smokescreen helps so you don't brick. You can empty your hand and get a new fresh 5 if that's what you're aiming for.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. As well as, I guess the last point of tech in here is your deck is going long. It can go long, and it looks like you've put in the Invincible Infiltration. If you hit deadlock, auto combo win, right? Not very effective against Peak, but you can see the ideas, the lines of with Invincible Infiltration, you instantly get there. So like, not only do you have these big long strings, but sometimes you just play one move over and over again and just get there.
And Bachelor Arrives helps protect it. Thunder Spear can also like help if they're card pool stuffing you along the way of that. And also, it's just a deterrent. In game 2, I'm pretty sure Luna was playing around the Survey Core. She didn't want to go to massive deadlock because she couldn't easily get rid of everything in one go. And so then I would have just gone invis. And I haven't got to do it actually this weekend yet, but it's Survey Core can be tutored by Team Hero or like Bug Bite, and invis can be tutored by Bug Bite. And so even if you don't play that many copies of it, you can still realistically find it in these late game matchups, like against Rodan, against Mothra, if Peak wants to go that like route of building as much as she can. And so it gives you inevitability where you suddenly force them to have an answer, and if they don't, you just win.
I guess my last question is less about your deck and more about the room with Reiner, Pony, and Rodan running around. You're the lone Mikasa registered today. What is your thoughts into the field? Why did you pick this character? Give us some insight and get in your head. Obviously, you have results, but you know the difference between going to a couple LCs and playing on the big stage here at Vegas. So how are you feeling into the room, as I know you've got a great record? Tell me a little bit about the matchups.
So something I've been kind of coming to terms to with UniVersus in its current iteration, its current format, is I really think a lot of the matchups are actually 50-50 close. And it is very, very minor differences in mulligans. In obviously your checks matter, but I think your mulligans matter. I think the order you play your cards, the sideboard decisions you make, the deck building decisions you make, all compound into giving you like slightly higher win percentage. So like I don't think I'm going to any of these matchups and I'm like I am like 80-20, but there is some X factor in my deck, and also it does have the tools to kind of address a lot of different things and play differently. So if I want to play defense, my character draws 2 cards. So I can just empty my hand and then I have 2 random cards and I can just start doing stuff like that. If you put the onus on me to kill you because either my hand's not good enough to block against you, maybe the zones are wrong against whatever archetype I'm playing against, it can do that. And I think that's a really big thing you want to do in UniVersus, where these really slow control decks have inevitability, but they'll almost never crack back on you, so you're relatively safe. Mikasa absolutely can. I mean, game 1, I killed her on turn 3, I believe. And it was from a game state that you probably would assume you're safe from.
I dig it. I dig it. Well, you guys heard it here first. Every matchup in the game is 50-50.
I think
it's all 50. It's all 50-50, according to our round 5 winner.
Look, I just think that people have gotten very good at the game, and I don't think that you can have usually you can't have some obscene edge over your opponents, I think, because the card pool is, I think, relatively balanced. And because of that, I think you should put stock in both making as good of decisions as you possibly can, and then also making a deck that you're confident in the cards that you've chosen. If you think the cards are really good, you should continue to play them. So
I love it. With that said, round 6 just got paired. So good luck on the next one. Everybody at home, we're going to take a small commercial break, and we will be right back with some more UniVersus actions. Don't go anywhere. Stop.
we are back. Welcome back, UniVersus players. Snuggie, now joined by Calvin, going into round 6 with some great characters.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
I bet you are. You've played both of these characters pretty extensively, actually.
For sure, yeah. No. So we will cut to the decks here, but we've got Rodan and Pumat Soul. And Pumat, a character that sort of showed up at Worlds, I'll say, for the first time really ever. I mean, there were a couple results, you know. I sort of took this deck. This was my Worlds deck. I was on Air for Worlds, and I have continued to play Air, but this is on the Order symbol, try taking like Monster vs. Machine, stuff like that. And didn't see a ton of, a little bit of play in Chicago and a little bit here, but clearly doing well enough to be on the bubble, which is awesome. You
did bring it into the fold at Worlds, I would say. A lot of people weren't paying attention. When you did bring it to Worlds, a lot of people started paying attention to Pumat.
Yeah. I mean, Massive Mutant Machine has been a great card since it was printed, but it was kind of eclipsed with Equipment Heist. People weren't really looking at other ways to put it into play. You had some with Jacob Johnson, with Overhaul, Barlow Guess as well. A couple standouts for sure. But people are definitely aware of it now.
Yeah, for sure aware of it.
And then on the other side, we've got Void Rodan, tried and true. Looks like Pumat is going first here. And let's get a look at these initial builds. Shipping 5 for Rodan. Did not like what we had in hand there. Pumat kept this. It looks like we have dangerous gambits in this Pumat deck. I think that's what the attack is on the left.
Before we start getting rolling into things, okay, Pumat's response once per turn. When do you think it's best to judge as far as what you're going to play and utilizing that?
A lot of times you want to draw cards, right? It allows you to extend your hand size by a bit, which is very helpful. It filters, while it only gives you an additional card overall, the discarding a card you don't want to see 2 new ones is very potent. Stunning out is really, if you see Pumat going for that, he's going for a kill. And then people forget the secret mode, which is granting EX3 to an attack. It has come up. It does matter a lot. Massive Mutant Machine does give a lot of damage. Pristine Swordplay can add, another 7 on top of that, but that is 9 speed, and sometimes you just need that extra oomph. So we'll see how the players choose to go through this.
Looks like there is a judge call happening right now.
Yeah, figuring out something, but so Order Symbol Pumat,
let's go.
There's a couple reasons to be on the Order Symbol. One of them is we saw right there, Bloodsucking Universe.
Bloodsucking Universe, of course.
Is great. Yeah, you have a lot of these attacks that are seeing play in Reiner right now that can be used. Pumat likes Massive Breaker because of that response, being able to commit your opponent's cards on their turn, right? So the ability to, usually it's, before Reign of Kaiju, it was timely counterattack because that was Breaker 3, commit 2. And I was on Air, I had access to Shobajit's message, so you could Breaker 3, Breaker 2, and commit 2. But then, on top of that, in Reign of Kaiju, you have access to Monster vs. Machine. And while the breaker on that is lower, it is substantially easier to block with that card because that card has 1 mid. So it's really easy to get that on the table. And while the breaker might not be as potent, you still have access to Inspiring Song and stuff. And you can really make your opponent miserable for poking into you. This is a deck where if you play into Pumat, you need a wide enough stage to feel like you can get ahead and do that. Okay, well, now we're going to the builds. But Pumat can just kill you so early, or if you give him time by building, get to enough mutant machines that it just doesn't matter. We choose to build past the supersonic flight here. I don't know if we checked an incubating or anything to kind of clear up our discard and get to that card on top. I always had this problem with Rodan. When you check that supersonic flight in your build, you kind of pause and go, do I want that on the first attack played? Because -4 speed draw card is incredible. But choosing to check past that, Kyle deciding he needs the extra foundation, which does make sense. Pumat leading with a horrifying realization. Oh, the horrifying, it didn't matter. He was always going to have that. Pumat forced to lead with this dangerous gambit, which is not going to do a whole lot. This is a 4-mid-4. The blitz is ready an asset, and the other blitz is build an asset from your card pool. However, we don't have any assets right now.
Yeah, and it looked like Jack checked the Batcher Arrives. I think it was Batcher Arrives, one of the local promos.
Yeah. Jack used the Pumat response, right?
Yeah.
In Drew 2? Okay. We're removing the face down horrifying. There's the mutant machine.
Massive Mutant Machine we saw a lot of in Chicago. I haven't seen too much of it here.
Yeah, not a ton of Pumat here. And this is one of the things that Pumat has an edge against a deck like Rodan. Because Mutant Machine is not a one-shot effect, and you get to use it every turn, you can make these really tall moves repeatedly. And while Cape might answer one of them, it cannot answer the one the next turn because you still have that Mutant Machine, right? So we're making this 9 speed. Rodan will make it 6. It's still, you know, eminently blockable. Rodan did choose to draw off the Science Bros here. But things like Substitute Member and Cape are one-shot effects, so if you fight through them, you can just put Rodan on having to block it without using some sort of trick or reset. And that's not, with Barrier Shield rotating, that's a lot harder. This should, oh, he can fail this on a 3. We're going for a half block here. Gonna take 5. And we're now tapped out, so something like a Pristine Swordplay would force Cape for sure. There's Pristine Swordplay.
There it is, you called it.
Checks on a 5 check of 5. I don't know what's in our discard either, but this, we didn't battle prep or anything. We're going to blitz ready Mutant Machine, and then we will tap for stats, and almost assuredly the Cape of No Return is going to come out here. If we want to, we could have played chicken with making it lethal by sacking the Mutant Machine. Kyle deciding 9 is enough, I don't want to risk it. Yeah, we did see the second Dangerous Gambit in hand earlier, and there's another. It checks +5/+5, that's for 9. We are going to respond Genkai's on this, and our stage is just destroyed.
Remove it
on
completely.
Only Science Bros and Substitute Member left. And, you know, we stopped Pumat's turn, but again, what I'm talking about is right here. Like, we still have that Mutant Machine, so if we draw more more attacks next turn, then that's where we're at. You know, we can just face down that same onslaught, and it's that much harder to stop. Okay, so Kyle actually did draw, I believe that is Ruthless Guardian. Enhance, both players seal a card, you know, on stage, and that can seal Massive Mutant Machine.
And there's another example of the Batch Row Arrives, alternate art. Treasure hunting, going into... That's Juno, isn't it?
To play out the Ruthless. Okay, there's the Ruthless.
Scales of Juno, incubating, and then Ruthless.
Yeah, Scales, I'm not sure how much application will have in this matchup. Oh, because Jack runs Dangerous Gambit, he can Scales stop building an asset from his card pool. But you're not going to play Massive Mutant Machine on a 7 in this character unless you have to. You know, if there's another in your hand and you want 2 additional ones that turn. Comes Bloodsucking Universe. This is a pain for Rodan because the speed reduction is not really going to save you from taking half here. We don't have a way of stripping tension either.
If you were playing...
We could seal this, though.
I was going to say, if you were playing Rodan in this case, dealing with Bloodsucking Universe, other than seal, how would you try to damage mitigate this?
Well, Rodan has Mikasa defeats the female Titan.
Okay.
So probably running that card if I had to guess. But here we might be forced to... We're setting it to 3. We might just block and take half here and cut our losses, but if we do not flip this Ruthless Guardian, we are getting hit for half damage here, which is not nothing. It puts us down to 11 if we take it. Jack notably does have weapon at the ready and battle preparations, both of which can give him access to attacks depending on how he plays it out. I don't think he has. I don't think he can stack a tech and then proceed to draw it right now with weapon at the ready.
Using Inspiring Song.
Well, Order does have access to Cerados, so it's possible he could if he has one of those in
The
hand.
USS Cerados.
Yeah. We're gonna Science Bros, draw a card. It's a very slow Bloodsucking Universe, but it is a throw. Their second Mutant Machine. This is rough.
You can't tell from the glare, but it is another...
I see that 7. I'd recognize that 7. And
it is another massive mutant
and no
machine.
block mod anywhere. Okay, we are flipping Ruthless Guardian. We're going to seal the throw. Okay, the scary part about this, though, is we didn't seal Mutant Machines, so... Yeah, we could play any other attack that readies something. And then suddenly we're adding 10-10, and substitute member has been used. So we'll have to see. I mean, we don't have to. Okay, we are pumping this with the mutant machine, so it'll be a 5 high 15. No longer has throw.
Sorry, four high 15. Or it should be 5.
Incubating makes it 4. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Drawing a card here.
And just to point out, it is a high. It's one of the enchant promo cards, so it is yellow, but it is a high.
Yeah, a little hard to see.
Yeah.
Really cool art though.
Also, amazing art. And using power of the monsters to block.
No, we don't get to battle prep here, do we? Yeah, he missed that it's no longer a throw, so we do not get the battle preparations here. Also face a Batra arrives. So I think if your goal was to resolve this battle preparations, you probably wanted to use the Ruthless Guardian to seal Batra arrives. However, just talked about Scales of Juno stopping, what's it called? Stopping Dangerous Gambit, and there is an airship in our card pool. So if we had a Gambit here, which I think was the goal, then, I mean, we missed the Batra in this case, but I think the line was what we were trying to do. Gambit on a 6, check a 5, build an airship, pick up our throw, ready a mutant machine, see what Rodin can possibly do about it. We're still in a pretty good spot. Our stage is quite scary.
Immensely scary.
One of the big advantages of the order symbol is the access to that throw against decks like this.
No, in round 1, LC, I was playing Mei Hatsume. I think I was the only one in the entirety of it.
Yeah.
But that was one thing whenever we were actually starting to get Random Kaiju, opening everything up, I'm like, there's keywords for days. And combining that into having Tension, Bloodsucking Universe, Inventor's Creation, all of those great cards.
Yeah. It was something that took people a little bit to catch on to because Inventors came out and didn't make a huge splash immediately. And then a few months later was Thunderspear Barrage, and then Bloodsucking a few months after that. And then now we've kind of come to the point that it's like Order has this really potent package. So here we see a Heat Tackle. Heat Tackle is interesting into Pumat because it does stop the draw to. However, the way Pumat works is you declare which mode you are using, so you can actually choose the commit to anyway, and Heat Tackle does not seal and stop that. But this is a tension, which is something Pumat does not have great answers to. If we have access to Waylay, that's one way. We also have, Rodan being at 16 and 2 mutant machines, we might be able to brute force through a tension. But for the most part, there is not a great choice on Pumat's side to answer a Roman cancel if he needs to push through it. Kyle, thinking about his Rodan enhance, I see it looks like another Heat Tackle. We could draw it and then a Foundation. Deciding how he wants this turn to go. Do we want to try and poke Pumat potentially for 12 damage across 2 Heat Tackles? Is that going to put us in a difficult position if we check badly on our build? Things like that. We do have access to treasure hunting draw. We are changing the zone on this Heat Tackle.
Changing the zone.
I like it. I like it.
Cancel.
Kind of an uncommon mode, If your opponent is posturing a block or something, or you are afraid of a specific thing, you might... Yeah, I mean... I think the thing against Pumat is a lot of the blocks are, they're mid blocks. It's just kind of how card design was for a bit. And like Monsterverse Machine, if that's what you're playing around, the zone change doesn't really help you.
Yeah.
So we are playing a second Heat Tackle here.
Picks up another...
I mean, this is the reason to use it. We could use it to freeze one. Maybe we deem that not worth it. But multiple Roman cancel tokens are not doing a whole lot for you.
But Roman cancel tokens have, even though it has different abilities, different colored abilities, you can only use one, right?
Huh. Yeah, you can only use once per turn. Anyway, I'm looking at this interaction here. We have an airship that was used to pick up a mid block. Trying to stop the bleeding a little bit, but Kyle elects not to seal the heat tackle. I believe he could have, or use the Scales Juno. I think he had 2 options here if he really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to Roman cancel. Okay.
Roman cancel, only take 3 damage.
Keep that 2 mid block in hand. And now we're almost assuredly keeping that Roman cancel token for the reset. Because otherwise, Umot can put a lot of stats. We get the team hero that'll cost us 2 foundations. We choose the Science Bros and probably Scales. Yeah, because we need the Batra and we have to have the incubating. That's what I was talking about though, where like if you commit to 2 5 difficulty cards here and then try and build out, you're at the mercy of your checks. That is on a 6 and it checks a 5. Giving it the Batra adds up. Really valuing this incubating, which makes sense for chain blocking, but Batra could stop something really important here, right?
And we were talking about Mikasa defeats, immediately getting it there.
Yeah, we have access to Team Hero to build something, so maybe deciding that that's fine.
Or pull something back with military airship.
Yeah, gonna help chain block out. See what Jack has going for his turn. Airship is frozen this turn, but if we choose to build, we'll be ready for the next. It's like a Doty in hand.
Yeah, Doty.
Monsterverse Machine, not going to be a huge deal on offense. I mean, so I say that, but we could do something really cool here. We could play the Monsterverse Machine and use Puma response to tap the last 2 foundations, and then we could blitz, commit the team hero. And then Kyle is unable to do anything. Okay, we'll see if this is the line he takes. I don't know if I would go for this over drawing cards right now. Maybe we say, the incubating's fine. You can have that. We need to see another attack here. But I do like this committing the team hero because there's the chance that the team hero could build something that really matters. We're choosing to commit the Mikasa defeats, so that to me signals.
So it can be asset or foundation.
It can't commit an asset. Yeah, we watched it commit a cape and no return against David Tomb's match, but that to me signals that we have a throw. Committing that Mikasa defeats. Now, a good way to play around the Roman cancel here is to space out your mutant machines, and as I say that, he gives 10-10, which will force the Roman cancel immediately.
It has to.
The reason for doing this is if you send an attack that would put Rodan at 3 life, the yellow Roman cancel response no longer works because you will die. So this is a way of saying, I have something, you must... Oh, well, now we have a cancel for the Roman. The Roman cancel response is not a keyword ability. The tension is. So we can cancel this with Team Dr. Ichigaki. So unless Kyle has something important in his discard that Team Hero can save, does this kill? No, it's 2 damage short.
Yeah, because it starts off at 3. That's another 11 on top of that, so 14.
We're just swinging for the fences here, though. We can stack a pristine sword play and draw with both hands coaching. We are going to do that. And I don't know what Kyle will have to say about this. Yeah, I see a sidestep. Not a lot going on there. It's a little spooky. Kyle in the tank on whether he wants to team hero build.
It was unfortunate that Kyle put such emphasis on getting Mikasa defeats only to have it committed almost immediately.
Yeah, Jack could have taken the line I said and tapped out everything anyway. But I don't think there's a moment of normalcy or anything. Okay, we're going for a seal, and now Jack must flip the boat hands. If he does not, he will. Ruthless Guardian will seal it. And then there's a pristine on top of his deck, and we can't do anything about it. We're going to discard. We draw a 3 that would have been on top of our deck. Don't know how much that's going to do, though. We're going to flip and seal 1 mutant machine, but I think that that's probably not going to do enough. Unless we... Oh, we're sealing a Team Doctor. I see.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
no, I missed
yeah.
that. Yeah. No, that's a very heads-up play. So now the problem, though, is we force the yellow Roman cancel. And when we do that, the pristine swordplay is probably too fast. We could have sealed the incubating. I think this is too fast anyway, so I'm not sure if the airship is going to do a whole lot. I think we're on Genkai's guidance is the only way we live, and I don't see one in his hand. I think Jack might have this. Because we can minus how much speed? We can minus 3, 4. I mean, it is still technically blockable, unless we still have Puma response. I'm not sure if I missed that, but if we do, then we can actually tap the incubating, and I believe that this will be fast enough. Okay, we're leading the pristine sword play now on a 5. We owe 1 foundation.
Now we'll be able to see if he's doing Pumat's response right now.
We're going to blitz ready. No, I think Pumat was used. Heat tackle is a 2 low block, so we can minus 3 speeds. This is going to be a 6 speed card for presumably 16 damage once the mutant machine is sacrificed to pristine sword plays enhance. We're keeping track of what we have already readied in case there is another pristine sword play in Jack's hand. Kyle now figuring out how he wants to deal with this. He can... Okay, I see a 1 block mob, but it is a low. So pristine swordplay could be blocked by incubating plus heat tackle being removed for Rodan. Oh no, we can remove off the top with Rodan. So that'll be minus 4 speed, and then we need a 5 on top to block. We're looking at the power of the monsters in his hand. Don't know if that's going to do a whole lot. Yeah, there's the incubating, minus 1 speed, and then we'll minus 3 more. However, Jack could flip Inspiring Song, and then I think that this is unblockable. Minus 3 more.
But does Jack see that? I think he does.
He's looking at it. I think you probably do. You go for it here because... Oh... Kyle has 1 more face down. This might not be... Yeah, we might be giving ourselves the check. No, he's giving it 1 speed. Okay. Saying you must have a 1 block mod and check a 5 to make it through this. 5, 6.
You can go on half
4,
with...
checks a 2. That's it.
Yeah, can go on half with Violent Animus Shot, but that's not going to be enough.
Yeah, but I think we had another... We had a Dangerous Gambit in hand, which... Yeah. That's not enough, but I think with a half block it might have been. Would have been a full block on the pristine swordplay. We might have been okay.
Interesting back and forth for game 1. Looking forward to see it.
Yeah,
if anything, what they're going to sideboard.
When Pumat goes first, and you have that mutant machine on turn 2, and you have the hand he had, right? Like I believe it was 3 attacks. We were able to ready mutant machine 2 times because we were able to pristine swordplay first, and then dangerous gambit. And that just ate through the cape, and it might have even... No, I think the turn afterwards, the substitute member got used. Yeah. But, those one-shot answers just get plowed through eventually if Pumat is able to keep up the pressure. If you fall behind and Rodan is, drawing maybe with, like, World's Weakest Hunter or some way of amassing a bunch of cards, and dealing, one of the key things that Rodan lost the rotation is Hacker Extraordinaire. And I can't help but think like a card like that was something that would have completely flipped this matchup on its head. And now in this world, there's no great asset answer currently. That might change.
Currently, yeah.
But Pumat gets to kind of run away with a stage that just increases into 10, 10, 15, 15, maybe even 20, 20. When you get to the 4, massive mutant machines.
So I did catch some flack in Chicago, because I made a comment. I'll stick by it. Massive Mutant Machine, I think, potentially should be a unique.
I mean, I can see it. I think it was something where it was ambitious, I think, to do Equipment Heist and give the best thing Equipment Heist could build and sort of put them together. I mean, obviously that was the intent, right, with these cards being printed. But what it ended up doing is, we had just come off like 9 Titans throughout the ages, doubling stats, and it just felt like these masses of stats that we hadn't really dealt with a whole lot before. And now that it's being built, I want to say fairly, but Pumat is not building it fairly.
Yeah.
It just becomes this like there's only 4 of them in your deck, so sometimes Pumat doesn't see it and it's very swingy, but other times you watch what happens when there is one-on-one, turn 1, turn 2, and so on. So like I understand the making it unique would be one way of making it a little more reasonable to deal with.
It's certainly an edge case, especially now that Reign of Kaiju has come out.
Yeah, it's also a question of like how far do you want to curb offense? Where do you think the power level of this deck is, and is it within reasonable bounds? And I think based on current results, it's okay. But I definitely understand the frustration sitting down from across. Or I played a bunch of Pumat, so I've had those hands where I'm like, you're just dead.
Yep. Yeah. Nothing you can do.
Because you don't really have to go that deep on progressive, so checks don't even really start to matter for quite a bit, even though your stages are usually pretty light.
Yeah.
However, Kyle does get to go first this game.
I will say the one benefit for Kyle during that is that Pumat didn't have any momentum, so even if he could do the EX,
yeah,
he wasn't carrying anything over.
I mean, he did hit, so I don't. Could have chose to keep it. I don't remember exactly.
He used it for Roman cancel.
He did.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, he Roman canceled the heat tackle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you only have like one, the X3 it's good, but it is not. There are times you hit a couple times because you're fighting through like Roman cancels and such. And you get to like 3-4 momentum. Then it's like, okay, yeah, I can actually make this unblockable. Because we don't have that barrier shield or anything like that. It really is like moment of normalcy or bust or substitute member. So there are a couple, but the answers are lower after rotation for sure. So let's get a look at what these initial turns are looking like. Right into initial grip looked like some treasure huntings. I don't know if I saw any of the important pieces. I know they would love to build incubating. There's incubating. I think that's a keep then. Deals Juno. Not the most relevant in this matchup, but we did find one of the few situations where it actually would matter, right? Going for a 4 build, see if we check the 5 on this treasure hunting.
Potentially.
I would felt.
No, check a 3.
Can't be unhappy about 4 build with an incubating.
Reviewing Bloodsucking Universe.
Pumat's got 13 Doctor. Yeah, there's a Jealous Homunculus in hand. Okay, Pumat is running some assets that I couldn't fit in my Pumat deck. Valuing their effects over the potential slots that could have been foundations, really. Substitute member here. Final Test is a really cool card in Order specifically that I don't get access to on air, and that's because you get the Pumat response and then you're just able to form draw immediately. So something like Weapon at the Ready, anything that puts that attack on top of your deck, you have that form draw to gain access to it right away. 3 Foundations is not bad for Pumat at all.
Yes,
check some 5s there.
But 3 Bloodsucking Universe and discard pile is...
Yeah, I mean, you can go tall instead of doing throws.
Yeah.
There's definitely a way. And it doesn't look like... Or it looks like Kyle has quite a few answers to throws in his stage as he builds out a second time. So he has that Armor-Clad Faith and the Mikasa defeats the Female Titan. So it would take 3 Bloodsucking Universe and forms, essentially, to get there.
I will say, again, I appreciate the sportsmanship that even like some of the top competitive players have, yourself included. His deck started to slide off, and his opponent was helping him like make sure that it didn't flip at all.
I had an event where I played Byakko with very new loose sleeves, and milling was so difficult. So I totally get it. It happens. Yeah. I appreciate the understanding and everything. Let's see what we check a 3 on the presumably the last copy of Bloodsucking Universe.
I think it is the last copy of Bloodsucking Universe.
Deciding what foundation we're going to keep up. Honestly, I might have been greedy and kept the final test up. I understand wanting the substitute member, but...
Well, he has another final test in hand. I did see that.
Yeah, but you want to draw on this turn.
Oh, well, there you go.
So, like, if we had kept the final test here, it might have given us an additional look at a foundation for a wider build.
Gotcha.
And I don't know if Rodan is really doing a lot to threaten 28 on the crackback.
So why would you not Armor-Clad Faith Bloodsucking Universe to get rid of the throw? Or to get rid of tension?
Well, we have a throw answer with Mikasa defeats the female Titan, we might choose to just do that first. And potentially, Armor-Clad Faith could answer something like a Thunder Spear Barrage. Now, we haven't seen that card in Jack's deck.
Get
but
rid of the
Stripping
echoes.
Echo
Yeah.
is really, really good.
Get rid of the Echo.
Also, on defense, I believe Armor-Clad Faith can remove Breaker from
Yes,
something
it
like a
can.
Monsterverse Machine, which might allow Rodan to play some moves that he really needs to get out of his hand or apply some pressure early. So we are choosing to use Massive Mutant Machine on this. I think this is going to do half damage. I expect Team Doctor to fight the Mikasa defeats the female Titan, but maybe we just say, no, it's fine. I just want you to flip your answers. Let's just start grinding through them.
And just used substitutes.
Yeah,
on Kyle's
substitute
side.
member setting the 3-speed, going for our block here. I assume we will attempt to Mikasa defeats the female Titan, and Jack will have the option to cancel if he wants. There it goes.
And will he cancel? That is only
I
for
feel like
what,
not
for
canceling here,
8,
but
8 damage.
I can understand. Well, so
Well-
you'll hit for 5, but on top of that, that enables the momentum for the yellow Roman cancel on Kyle's turn. So if you are being respectful, which he left up substitute member, right? He's not me.
Yeah.
I would have been a little greedier.
Yeah.
This play makes sure that he had another in hand. That's the obvious answer then, right?
Yeah. Weapon at the ready as well.
That's undercover infiltration. Kyle is already at 8 foundations, so the deadlock on that card might come up here. We'll see.
Undercover infiltration. That's the one that I couldn't think of.
Yeah, it's an enhance. If it's your first attack this turn, it gets 1/1, and then the deadlock is a flip that target commits 2 foundations. So in this case, it is deadlock. Target commit your opponent's Batra arrives,
Yeah.
because that is how it will actually play out.
The state of Jack's stage right now is trippy to me. You have Team Dr. Ichigaki in stage, top of the removed, and top of the discard all at the same time.
Yeah, certainly a lot of Team Doctor.
Yeah. Heat tackle coming out as the first attack.
And the tricky part though is because we didn't leave the final test up. We actually just removed it. We have 1 card in our hand, and that means we can't Puma respond. If we have an attack in hand and we go to block, we are not able to tap 2 cards on Kyle's stage. So we go for the block. X a 3 on a 7. We're debating tapping out. I mean, it's the last card in our hand, so barring the boat hands coaching, I mean, we can't Puma response. We probably leave boat hands up, and then we, just kind of draw, see how it goes. I assume the Armor-Clad Faith here was held to keep the breaker, but we'll see if we decide to hold it. Oh, but the boat hands, that has a heat tackle, so I don't think the boat hands is ever resolving. Also a Batra.
And that was only a
We
half
allow
block
the
on-
breaker because we're building.
That
Okay.
was only a half block on the heat tackle?
Yes.
Okay.
Monstrous Machine is mid and heat tackle is a high.
Got
So we build out of order, but we do it because I think we would have been okay failing the airship if we really wanted to. Whereas we really wanted that substitute member. Staying at 10 foundations, avoiding that undercover infiltration deadlock. Rodan is passing with a healthy stage, an airship, and a Roman cancel. We're kind of passing back and forth with these Roman cancels.
Just
But
doing
this
damage, getting the momentum, have the Roman
isn't the
cancel,
kind
and
of
then
game
go
where if
back
you
and
don't
forth.
kill Pumat, though, he can just pull so far ahead off amassing, massive mutant machines,
Yes.
where you have to continually find answers, and that is difficult.
And that's what we saw game 1 as well. Just
Also, I believe Jealous Homunculus clears a momentum here. I don't remember exactly what that card does.
let's see.
Jack deciding how we want to enter the enhanced step. There's a Monsterverse machine.
Yeah.
That is quite good at picking apart Kyle's stage. It commit and freezes this time because he has 10 foundations. So
Because
we
it
can,
is 10 or more
yeah,
foundations.
it's 10 or more. It is not actual deadlock.
And Jealous Homunculus does
Yeah, Jealous
have them.
Homunculus actually. So we could hold on here. We can commit and freeze the Batra, and then we can Jealous Homunculus, and Rodan no longer has that Roman cancel. And suddenly, Jack might have created an opening. We'll see how much damage is actually in Jack's hand and how much speed he's actually able to put on. I think we're stacking a pristine sword play with weapon at the ready, which is now safe because we froze that Batra arrives.
Which is something that we saw earlier as well. using weapon at the ready, getting the pristine store play, and then building
Yeah,
up.
it's almost always going to do that. It can stack a 5 sometimes, which, you know, essentially means you checked a 4 because you committed a card.
Yeah.
But that can be really important when you need that to live, of course, or pass the attack to win.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle figuring out how he wants to play this out. He has a lot of options. He has the Rodan Enhance, a good amount of speed reduction, 9 ready foundations. I think efficient use of your resources this turn is going to be a make or break.
Rodan committing, looking at the top cards, going to put them in an order.
And Jack has not fired the Massive Mutant Machine either yet, which to me means there's 2 attacks in his hand because we know there's a pristine sword play.
And Jack's got his hand on it. Going to use Homunculus to have him
Get rid of that.
Spend.
Send the
Roman cancel.
Chimaki out of here.
Yeah.
Now, right now, this is very easily blockable, and it should be full blocked because it generates a power token otherwise, and that can be an issue. Okay, so we are giving Massive Mutant Machine stats. We have not pressed the Undercover Infiltration button.
Well, that is going to take it up to 8/8.
It is. Here's another. Yep. This.
Let me correct my statement. It's going to take it up to 13/13.
We have a substitute member. We might just be swinging for the fences here. The team doctor might cancel the substitute member.
Oh wait, we're short by 1 because it has powerful 2. That will put it 1 short. That'll put it at 15, right?
Undercover Infiltration.
Never mind. I'm gonna shut up.
Does Jack choose to make that the line? He is thinking through his options. Kyle's looking at how he wants to handle this. I mean, 13 speed, you can... Let's assume that the substitute member gets canceled, right? You can minus 6 speed, so it's 7. That is still blockable. I think it's probably a bit greedy to full send on this one, especially when you have a pristine swordplay in hand. So we're going to Botons. Interesting. Kyle did have a supersonic flight in his hand, but he didn't discard it with the Botons coaching. We could. Okay, that was undercover.
Yeah, that's 14/14. Does have the powerful 2.
I think we're
Would put it
doing
at
a
16.
powerful 2. We're blocking on a massive number. We didn't press the powerful 2.
Okay.
You know, this is something where I don't blame the players at all. If you're not looking at this card all the time, there are so many lines of text on it. It is used for so many different things. Powerful 2 is the last thing you're thinking about on this card.
Well, he did have the pristine store play. We did see that earlier.
He does have the pristine sword play, but this can get blocked. This is not going to be fast enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just unfortunate. He had it there.
Well, it could have been blocked. So if he made it lethal, Kyle had a lot of options.
Yeah.
Because he could flip sidestep and incubating, and I believe he still had access to Rodan. Okay, so we're canceling that.
Yeah, he hasn't used
Still
Rodan
gonna get
yet.
blocked though. We need another move. We're gonna get there, unless Kyle doesn't have a mid block.
If he doesn't have a mid block, he'll have to take this all to face. That will be it.
Supersonic could draw him a mid. That is an option.
He was digging earlier, trying to get trying to draw, but I wasn't sure if that was because of zones or not.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if we have another
Did
mid,
draw?
oh, he
Yeah,
didn't draw mid.
He didn't draw mid.
Oh man. Okay, well,
Damn.
Jack taking the match 2-0. Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of thing where the amount of stats that Pristine Swordplay and Massive Mutant Machine can put together, you know, sometimes it just catches a 7-hander.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that. With 2 Mutant Machines, Pumat can one-shot Rodan.
Mm-hmm. And
Tough stuff.
we did see we had 1 mutant machine, and I think both games he had 1 built in the second.
Yeah, he had them pretty early.
Yeah.
You know, I assume he's probably playing a tight 60. That's kind of what you go for. And some of these rounds, it just goes that way. Definitely, you know, I've been on the other side. I've been turn 4 or 5, still looking for that mutant machine. You know, that's why like things like Dawning Horror have really showed up as a way of getting to that card. But sometimes you got them.
Yeah.
Very cool to see. And, you know, well thought on Kyle's part, but I think that this is a matchup that can be quite difficult unless you get a high density of answers and you consistently continue to draw them. And, you know, he had a couple pieces, but it just was not enough, especially in the face of things like Monster vs. Machines target commit. And, you know, when I played at Worlds, we had Vast Hybrid Chimera Kraken, and that card obviously felt amazing. I was so sick of that card. I'm glad it rotated.
Yes,
trust me.
okay.
But
I'm not the only one that says it. Well,
oh no.
You said it as well.
Yes, Calvin has froze 800 of my cards in play. You know, like I understand, but I don't think we immediately processed that. Especially if you play Order Pumat, you don't really lose Kraken. You know, in a sense, you don't get to freeze cards. You lose that initial tempo. But we saw Monster vs. Machine there just tearing apart his stage. You know, hitting the crucial batch arrives. And he died that turn, so it didn't even matter that it froze.
Yeah.
I think we're setting up for the winner's interview now. I believe he's on a winning in at this point, so we might see a Pumat in top cut. He's got to win the next round, right?
I would love to see that
Pretty
personally.
cool. Yeah.
I would love to see that.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
You know, I understand the frustration with dealing with Mass Mute Machine for sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of the cool decks that was not totally expected, and I always thought it kind of struggled into Reiner. So it was definitely I would say an underdog pick for this tournament.
Yes.
But we're all set up now. We're going to go over to the interview.
Going to get here started in a second, and we will be back after the interview. We've got
we're going to look at
some
standings
stats
and talk a little bit about how people are doing. I mean, I've been walking around, so I know, but
well, I've been stuck here. I have no idea how it's going. So
I know.
We'll be back in just a bit. Tam, over to the interview.
Round 6 has been accomplished, and you gave him the goods with Pumat. Wow, what a cool, explosive deck. How do you feel taking down Rodan, the most represented character in the tournament? Kind of like a big 1-2 punch, huh?
I didn't know he was the most represented, but he is also 21 health. So it's very killable with mutant machines.
Yeah. 7 hand size, very squishy. -2, 3, even 4 speed is nothing when compared to, you know, a mutant machine on top of a mutant machine on top of a mutant machine. So tell me a little bit about, I mean, we saw the games. They're clinical. Tell me about the deck. How'd you come to decide to play Pumat into this room?
I've been playing Pumat since before TMNT, so I was messing around with like just crappier assets. But then TMNT came out, Mutant Machine. All right, you gotta build that. And then I fell in love with Dangerous Gambit, fell in love with Pristine. Knew those were the core. Bloodsucking Universe comes out in Guilty Gear. I'm on Order. We're already chilling. So now it's like, okay, I have a throw that I can buff up, gives me attention. I have a foundation that picks up an asset if I have momentum. So it's like all those things just kind of coordinate already. So it's like there wasn't much thought process on the core. Then all the defensive pieces, all the side pieces, the gimmicks. All right, what do I want to tech in? Do I need more things to pick up attacks? And once you get a few attacks going, you really only need 3 with Pumat to present 30 damage.
Yeah. Especially if any of those 3 are pristine, right?
9/9 plus 7, right?
Use the machine, ready it back up, do it again.
No K stat line.
Yeah, it's very cool. How do you feel about the rest of the room? We've got Reiners, we've got Ponies. You slayed Rodan. What do you think your chances are looking into it as we finish out? This is round 6. We got 1 more to go, and then hopefully top cuts.
Hopefully, finishing 5-2 would be a milestone for me. Last time I was here, went even. So anything positive is already great. 5-2. Maybe I'm on the bubble. Maybe I'm not. Fingers crossed, right? But yeah, beyond that, just the rest of the room, I ran into 2 Shin Godzillas and a Pony. All 3 of them have less than 25 health. So my mindset today has been if I can get a turn 2, turn 3 kill before you can set up good defenses, awesome. I don't find a mute machine turn 2, turn 3, I got to grind this one out. It's going to be a little harder. I've won a few of them where you had to grind out, but mostly turn 2, turn 3 kills.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Before we get you out of here and playing your last round to squeak into 8th, I believe. Any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, my buddies Brad and Caleb, we're really small local. Only the 3 of us travel from our store from Idaho. So huge shout outs to them. They've been putting me through the ringer of defensive decks as my preparations for this. I'm the only one in the group that really likes pure aggro. So it's like I'm coming up with my deck ideas and they're giving me a few ideas, but it's like really what do I feel comfortable with and what can beat their defenses, and then I try to apply that to when I come to here.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Again, congratulations on the win. For everybody at home, we're going to toss it back to the casters. We get to take a look at what the rest of the field is looking like with our other current top 16 snapshots. So with that, casters, take it away.
Back. Let's take a look at the standings now. See how people are doing. I mean, I've seen a little bit.
I've been stuck here, dude. I have no idea.
I walked by table 3 last round, and there was a Joker. So I don't know. He might have lost. Yeah. This is the pairings for round 5.
Okay.
Jester, still doing great.
Brett, yes.
I'm sure you want to talk about this one, so take it away.
Yes. So I actually was talking to him out in the hall, and not gonna lie, you see me ripping packs. I'm trying to pull some commons and uncommons specifically for this because the idea behind it is kind of ingenious. It comes out of nowhere. It is a little catch niche thing as far as playing low attacks, high backups, and then going into Harness on Death.
Yeah.
Which I absolutely love.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we get to see him on. I mean, a lot of the staples here, we see 7 Rodans, 2 Reiners, George Zhang doing great. Our local Dominic up at table 9.
Dom.
Yeah, he's still in the running.
Let's go, Dom.
The only Angurius is Calvin.
And Barlow, also local.
Yeah.
Doing well.
Barlow and Rodan, doing great. Table 16, we have the Sasha. I believe this is the one that I was commentating.
That we saw on stream, yeah.
Yeah. And Boris on Annie. Unfortunately, the 2, rogue decks are pairing into each other here, but cool to see those. We have 2 Kristas, 2 King Ghidorah 2s, 5 Ponies, 3 Mitchells. So pretty interesting results.
2 Shins still out there as well.
Both the Toombs brothers are still in the running too on Shin Godzilla.
And Broden Kane.
Yeah, Brody on running
very
too.
Great friend of mine.
We got some really interesting one-ofs here that
man.
I hope see manage to win it out. Of course, it's tough. The cut is to top 8. It's very aggressive. It's always at the expense of another player that you also want to see do well.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So it's getting to the final moments of seeing who will make it through here. But a lot of really cool decks. You guys got to commentate Dean's Mikasa deck.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He's all the way up in the ID territory.
I was going to say, Dean and Drew going up against each other. And you see a lot of people, and like you said, you want people to succeed no matter where they are. Top 8 is a very hard cut.
Yeah.
And we're all friends.
We have more than 8 friends that we want to make top 8. So, it ultimately comes down to who brought the best answers to this format. Who picked the right deck.
My friends obviously are better than your friends.
Yeah.
So they need to make top 8.
I know,
right?
you need the Jester. Well, I don't know if I want Calvin Todd to beat Jester.
If the Jester made top 8, I would lose it. I would absolutely lose it.
Well, if he wins this one, I think both of them cannot lose a game. I think both of them, or a match. I think both of them have to win this one and then the one after. So we'll kind of see how that all pans out. There's only the one Pumat. Moth, where we're down to just Scott. We still have the 2 King Ghidorah 2s. I think this will be a really interesting top 8, depending on who wins each of these matches.
Especially seeing the diversity, because it is almost the complete opposite of what we saw in Chicago, where we have a vast array of characters
right
that
now
are.
It's really Rodan and Pony that are kind of filling those spots. So there is a world that we could see a pretty mono Rodan Pony top cut, but they are pairing into each other, so they might knock out some of these. And some of these rogue decks might, as we saw, Pumat just knocked, I think, Kyle out of contention there. So that's another Rodan that had lost.
And I mean, if you asked me, 3 weeks ago, who would be the most prominent character succeeding in Vegas, I would not say Rodan or Pony. And
it's pretty easy to make the argument for Rodan being one of the decks that will just do well, particularly in the face of like Titan of Terror being gone, and Reiner can potentially have a good matchup there, but I think you have to be you have to have laser precision on those Reiner responses. You have to flip early. If you're playing a backup, there's the danger of Violent Animus shot. There's a lot of pitfalls for Reiner, and even then, the consistency aspect. You can play super, super well with Reiner and still not get there because you just don't see the pieces you need to complete that little mini quest and get to the backside where the character really turns online.
I love phrasing it that way. It is a mini quest.
It is a mini quest.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of these flip characters sort of have this, you must do this thing, and when you complete these steps, here you go. Now you get to play the game at full power. It's a really neat mechanic that Attack on Titan did, very thematic. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing these results. There are going to be some heartbreaks. That is kind of how it goes.
I mean, it's regionals. Like there always is. You'll see some people that actually do get upset, rightfully so.
Of course, it's a big deal, and people put in a lot of time and effort, and sometimes the checks just don't go your way, or the matchups don't. I was talking to Ross. I think he's out of contention at this point, and he just had a lot of difficult matchups. But that's how it goes. Are there any other decks that you wanted to kind of take a peek at here or talk about?
I mean, the only ones that I'm curious about is maybe the Krista one.
Yeah, Ezra's been a long-time Krista player. I think he's no longer on City Rampage. I believe Calvin played Kajitan last round. I'm not positive. I thought I saw him playing a Krista, but I think both of them are on the order symbol and going for like heaven-piercing ice wall, stun, and stuff like that.
And we did see that with other characters in the past.
Krista has lost a bit of potency without the ability to run away and stack a 3 on your opponent's deck. However, Walmaria's Might is still Walmaria's Might.
Yes, of
the ability
course.
to give a bunch of stun. There's also no barrier shield anymore, which means things like Walk the Dog are a lot more difficult to deal with when you're stunned out. So while you did lose defensive tools, a lot of the other defensive tools that would have done well against you are gone as well. So I can understand how she does well, and on top of that, Ezra has been playing Krista for probably a year now, maybe more.
Yeah.
So it's no surprise to see him continue to do well when you really put in the reps like that. Right?
You have, and it's interesting to see that matchup specifically. You have Marvin, who almost always plays Pony, and Ezra, who has been playing Krista proficiently. Like, those are two players that are playing characters they know all the ins and outs on. So I'm really curious as to who,
one of them is making it forward.
Yeah, I'm really curious who is making it forward. And speaking of players that consistently play the same character, TC up there with Ymir.
Yeah,
TC
Ryan and I were talking about that.
Ymir.
He really enjoys the character, and it's so cool to see him sticking with it and getting this result. Ymir is a character that Mike Hardiman won the EU Regional, I want to say, in April of last year with, and then we have not seen much of. Unyielding Destruction came out, and Ymir's, as so to speak, as we said, mini quest of getting to 9 foundations really became a pipe dream for quite a while. And then Unyielding got banned, and I think a lot of the offensive tools sort of scared people off of going back to Ymir, but not TC.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool character. It's awesome to see him at table 2. I don't know if he was in the ability to ID into top cut territory, if he's playing Justin Martin, but we'll see how this all pans out. So I think we're going to go for a quick break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with round 7 probably pretty shortly. We're about to go into overtime.
Yeah, pretty shortly. And then we will also potentially have some more statistics. Not sure yet.
Yeah.
And we do have some announcements later on today.
Okay. Cool.
If I'm correct. I may be wrong. I don't know. I just work here. But we'll be back in just a second.
We'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere, and we'll see you soon.
See you.
Let go. We don't need our words to speak.
Welcome back to the round 7 of the round 2 regional here in Las Vegas. We have the final round of Swiss. The winner of this round presumably will make top 8. We
I assume
have
so, yeah.
Jester, gotta make the name right, Jester, Prankster Priestess, against Ymir.
Yeah, TC on Ymir and Brett on Jester. I actually was sort of watching this run, and it's a really interesting deck. I mean, it approaches the game from a way that not a lot of decks do, in that we're actually entirely focused on Harness on Death and backups. So it'd be really cool to see this play out. We actually only have, I think, like 7 attacks in the Jester deck.
Yeah,
That's what we're looking at. Yeah. So, you know, it's the kind of thing where I don't really know how this is going to play out. We'll have to see if Ymir's aggression is able to, like, cut through.
We have been talking about Ymir a little bit, and we did mention TC specifically is the
specialist.
reason
Yeah.
Ymir is on the scoreboard for the LCs.
Yes.
So here he is on the bubble of the round 2 regional, and let's see if he can put Ymir on the scoreboard for the regional circuit this year as well.
I mean, either way, one of these characters making it into top 8 is really not something I think we would have anticipated.
No, absolutely not.
So on Jester's side, we're on the life symbol. We are, you know, it looks like all of our hand and like the cards we're building are all amassing momentum or drawing cards. Just kind of,
And we are going to
failing
fail.
the Jaegerist
Yeah.
right away. But we're just build passing again on Jester's side for sure, right? Like we have a wild pussycat.
Yeah. Ymir build. Haven't seen that in
Nate
quite
DeWalt
a while.
is so happy to see dueling wild pussycats on on the screen.
We're going to pick up Godzilla versus Biolante. Get the fast friendships in the discard.
Yeah, a new tool the life symbol got, I guess. We're seeing it in both players' hands.
Yeah. And we're going to see Ymir has 8 cards to work with going second, as well as the extra foundation to build. We could see a really wide build if the checks allow.
Yeah.
But let's see what we've got.
Couple attacks in hand, so I think at most we can build 6 cards.
We're going to go on a 4, checks a 3. Good thing we have the extra foundation. Just kidding, we're going to tap Ymir instead. And on a 4, good thing we...
2.
On a 2!
Okay, well,
I'm glad I didn't say, I almost said, good thing we have the extra foundation for the
yeah,
3,
flip
but
the lethal
no.
Flash.
Flips the lethal slash.
I mean,
only
that's
4
something that,
builds.
you know, the last time Ymir did well, Mike Hardiman won the regional with lethal slash and Ymir.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to run it, but definitely rough to see that check early on.
Now we see Wobble Pussycats being played from Brett's side.
So Radiant Visage here, I don't know if we're really caring about stripping momentum, but we want to see all of our attacks in discard for Jester Enhance.
For sure. Is that unsettling eating?
Unsettling eating habits
Yeah.
is enhanced, remove, put a 1 difficulty foundation, maybe? I don't know if it's card or foundation.
Yeah.
We're discarding your momentum.
And here we
Okay.
have leaving the Bebop.
This is something that I don't know if we've ever seen on the table before, but in the Jester deck, this is like perfect. When you are trying to harness on death, kill your opponent, this card finds you an attack and mills until you do so. So the enhance on this card is flip, spend a momentum, and you mill until you see an attack, and you add that one to your hand.
Yeah.
Double reflecting on choices here. You know, if we enter the enhanced step on TC's side, Jester is immediately snagging 3 momentum, potentially 5 if we really wanted to. We could just...
Yeah. Woo. Is that another Wobble
Yeah.
Pussycats activation? Gonna pick up. I couldn't quite tell what card that
I think
was.
it was Meeting Hanj.
Yes, it does look like it. Meeting Hanj, a 3 difficulty, reminiscent of Leighton's skill, a 2 difficulty, except however, it is not a cost. So if you do not have any cards in your hand, you
Yeah.
just draw 2 cards.
And here we see TC is electing to enter the enhanced step with the lethal slash. And this is cool because you don't have any progressive because of the Ymir build, and you get to resolve the lethal slash remove. However, we are confirming the text on leaving the Bebop. Don't know if we've checked this lethal slash yet. I did not see that. We're checking all the cards in Brett's stage. And did we check and draw the lethal off the lethal slash? No. Okay,
Okay,
so now we
now
are
we're
checking
checking.
it. Yeah. Committing a foundation to pass this.
And we will draw from Wheel Slash Blitz. And this was, as you pointed out, the second card. Because we have done the Ymir build, it will remove when it resolves. Just going to go ahead and fire off Godzilla vs. Biollante as the first enhance to draw an additional card.
Brett is immediately getting all the momentum with Jester, I'm assuming. However, this is something where Mike Hardiman, when he won that tournament with Ymir using Lethal Slash, he was killing a lot on the front side. And I think you have to be a little bit careful on Brett's side. You know, like we could choose to use Reflecting Interest. Okay, we're not. We are. Oh, nope.
Nope. We're going to
We
use both.
are. So suddenly we're down to 4 foundations.
Yeah.
And with +2 damage on everything, you know, 31 is not impossible. And I don't believe Brett is running Wound Restore. I didn't get a chance to see.
Ymir on the front side does only add 2 damage per attack, which is
Yes.
which isn't nothing, but it's not quite the heights that you'll see after the flip.
Yeah, but with things like Lethal Slash, you know, you can play a lot of attacks.
So he is going to go ahead and launch, leaving the Bebop. Going to mill only a little bit to get an attack to his hand.
Yeah.
Will trigger.
Probably on the lower end of how much that card often mills in this deck.
Yeah. He will trigger Theo, however, and -2 damage on that Lethal Slash to offset the damage bump from Ymir.
Yeah, this is really cool technology with Jester because across a string, if you continually pick up spells, you can extend your life by a whole lot.
Yeah. Which looks like we're going to start right now. Going to spend a momentum. Ooh, and he hit another attack from
the reflecting on choices.
So he will be able to pick up that Stroke the Big Tree if he wants, but it looks like he's going to go for a Harness on Death.
I know we're talking about, no, we do pick up the stroke. We're talking about how Ymir could potentially kill on the front side. Not super likely with 380 Foundations. However, Ymir does not have a ton of life. And Stroke the Big Trees are printed 5 damage, 7 with Theo Magath response. It could pretty easily go south for TC as well.
Absolutely.
Especially as we get a hand full of attacks in our 7 attack deck. You know, it's not like you're really checking bad, probably.
You're probably not checking very bad. When you have 3 to 4 attacks in your hand and there are only 3 more in your deck.
Yeah.
But let's see what TC has in store for us here.
I believe he's been holding a Monsterverse machine, probably saving that. However, into Struck the Big Tree, that card does not do a whole lot of defense.
Does not.
You're not allowed to put it into play. Do we play an attack? Do we build? Okay.
Was that Lethal Slash aimed at Theo? And then he reduced the damage.
It
looks
must have
like
been.
Theo took some hits
But-
there. But Theo reduced the damage.
Oh, we spent 2 momentum.
Yeah.
Okay, that's we were able to reduce by 4.
Yeah.
I see. Got it. Oh man, this is
Wait. That is, I cannot quite tell.
it's too high for 3. I can tell you that. Oh man, Brett is drawing
High-speed
another
slice.
attack. It was high-speed
High-speed
slice. Okay, what is the
slice.
blitz on this?
Let's see.
So it's a 4 high 3. It's actually blitz, lose 2 health. This attack gets +2 speed, and if you're 15 or less, it gets +2 damage. A little bit of attack. Okay, so
Yeah.
TC sent 2 attacks to answer the Theo Magath. I like this because that was one of the potential ways that Brett could add 6 damage to his string if he chose to use through momentum next turn with
Yeah.
Jester.
Because he
Notably,
does have 2 reflecting on choices.
you
So he
can-
does get 2 extra momentum every time
Yeah.
every turn.
And if you wanted, if you were out of spells, you can just Jester enhance and get damage.
Yeah.
So
But TC identifying that Theo must die, sending the high-speed slice. I imagine
Yeah,
high-speed
good
slice
choice.
looks much more impressive after you flipped. And it's just a 3 diff that
Oh, yeah,
will
yeah.
just be for 11
and you
damage
can
or
see
whatever.
the angle TC's going for here,
Yeah,
right?
for
like
sure.
quantity of attacks. Go for a Stroke the Big Tree. We check a 5 on it. Not really a shocker.
Yeah.
Now, on defense, TC has a Moment of Normalcy and a Keiko's Aid. That's about it. There's no speed reduction. See how much damage Brett manages to put out this turn. I do know we have a Harness on Death and another Stroke from the Jester Enhances. I don't know if we have more attacks.
He is going to get the momentum.
But we're doing it with the Reflecting on Choices response on Tension. So we still have Jester as well. electing to split the difference on committing foundations versus getting momentum.
Looks like we will be taking a chunk out of Ymir.
Yeah, that's 5.
TC's probably okay with that because Ymir does want to have a little bit of health loss.
Yeah,
to
here's a harness,
gain it
and
back.
Brett is saying, show me a low block, please.
Yeah.
Do we
Show
have
me a
one?
couple low blocks.
Well, we're not able to give it echo, so...
Well, yeah, he could pick one up again, I presume. But
Now, on TC side, if we make it back to his turn, we're thinking about the Keiko state here, but TC does have 8 foundations. He is primed to flip with Ymir.
yeah. Yeah, the Ymir form will push him to 9.
Choosing to
Okay. He
commit
was
that.
deliberating on what committing. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought Harness on Death was faster than that. I was confused why he only committed 1, but he was thinking about what he was going to commit.
We are going for the Keiko's aid, but Brett chooses the Roman cancel clear.
Oh, to put the Harness on Death back,
So we can
back
get
in
it.
the discard so we can get
Yeah,
it. Show me a
okay.
couple low blocks.
Yeah,
Show me a couple.
that's-
Plus two difficulty
Now,
here.
I've been here before. How many backups are in Brett's
Yeah.
discard, do we think?
On a 5.
7.
On a
as
7 with
Keiko's.
plus 2 difficulty. On a 7, checks a 5. He
Which
kind
is
of only
cost a
plays
2.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
All
many
right.
backups are in your discard, Brett?
Yeah. Oh, we're counting now.
Huh? Oh, no.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I might have missed one. 10 unless I missed one.
Yeah.
We're almost there.
You got a low block, TC?
Yeah. We got 2? Because we can pick up another Harness on Death if we so deem it necessary.
Yeah.
We can crack our unsettling eating habits, put a... Or we're just going to get a momentum with Jester, actually.
Yeah,
we don't need
we
to
are.
use the habits.
We are valuing the foundations
Yeah.
because we might need to check 2 more attacks depending on what
Yeah.
is going on here.
We're
no.
reflecting on choices.
Okay.
So now he picks up Harness on Death. It'll be on a 6, so he can still pass it.
He can pass it.
So,
And most likely he actually could pass 2 more attacks if
Yeah.
it is harness.
yeah.
I don't know if he has another harness in his hand.
Yeah, I'm also not sure.
I believe there's 1 in his discard.
Yeah.
The last 2 cards in hand are Stroke the Big Tree and 1 unknown, I believe.
And what does TC got?
I mean, TC does have Meaning Hanj, so
yeah,
if
he could dig for some lows.
I think he would have flipped it by now if
I also think he would have flipped it by now.
he did not have a low block.
Yeah. Maybe Brett jumping the gun a little bit here. 11 backups. I did miss one. 11 backups. We're gonna
There's
half
the
block.
breaker
that.
on a 6.
Barely does anything, because he still takes 11.
You check a 5 now.
Yeah.
And you have it, right?
And he gets there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say he
Or-
should take.
If you play a foundation,
He takes 13 from this, right? Because he takes 2 and then he loses 11.
Yes. Yep.
So he takes 13. So now the Harness on Death on a 6. If he checks a 5, I guess Harness on Death on
And he
is on an 8.
very likely to check a 5.
Yes. Maybe even guaranteed, depending on how many. There might only be 1 or 2 attacks in his deck, if any at all.
Yeah.
There is the momentum that we don't know. There is.
Thinking about
Oh,
so playing
he
the
isn't-
build here.
Oh,
does-
he's going to play a 0
And
to
then-
bypass the breaker.
I mean, it doesn't. You still fail on a 3, right? But this way, you got a foundation if you fail.
Yeah.
This.
And
And
he
we
checks a
pass
5,
it, and that
And he
looks like the
keeps
game.
Jester up as well. Can TC block this? This is a 4 low 4 with now 12 burn damage.
Yep.
He checked
You
another
check it
backup. Does TC have a sneaky low that he was holding with only? He's looking. He's gonna fish for it.
Wait a minute. Syndicate target.
Syndicate target.
That
It would
would be
have to
it.
be Syndicate target. Syndicate target. Check a 5 is the answer. But it looks like he didn't see it.
No.
No, he didn't.
Game 1 going to Brett.
Game 1 going to Jester. Yeah.
Sitting down here, we kind of thought we'd be in for a long haul, playing
Yeah.
to a 7 attack deck, but we saw that clearly wasn't the case. And part of that was because TC built 8 foundations. I think Brett felt like he does not have forever to sit there. You know, Jester does not have a ton of tricks to block, and also did not get far enough ahead on cards early that he could really pull ahead and actually defend against Ymir. You know, that static 2 speed on everything once you flip is really difficult to answer.
Yeah. But closing the game out as you did very quickly before Ymir flips. And that's been how you beat Ymir, I want to say historically. The 2 options, I'm going to extend this to all of the AOT transform characters. Here are two options: outgrind them and somehow win after they flip. Very, very difficult.
Yes.
The much easier path of least resistance is
Just end the game.
just beat them before they flip.
Yep. And as we saw, like the 7 attacks did not look like that much of a downside.
Definitely
when
not.
we were given enhanced steps to draw spells.
For sure. Leaving the Bebop, just guaranteeing us an attack, milling a little bit.
When you only have 7 attacks in your deck and you're basing your damage off backups in your discard, looks pretty crazy.
Yeah, for sure. But what adjustments do you think can be made for this? TC valued.
Did TC go first that
attacking-
game?
He did not.
He did not.
He did
Okay,
not.
so that might help a lot.
Yeah, but he valued attacking the backup and gave Brett the enhanced steps.
Yes.
Is there a world where you just don't enter the enhanced step and you just build to 9 and flip?
I mean, let's look at what would have happened then. Brett maybe got 6 damage off Magath versus how much were the Harness and Death burning for? Like I think
12.
in the damage race there, one of those is not like the other.
Yeah.
So obviously this is not a deck he probably prepared for.
Yeah.
And after getting that game out, he's probably thinking about like maybe signing into more low blocks.
I imagine he felt pretty blindsided.
Yeah.
Because that is very unorthodox.
One of
for
the really
sure.
scary things, though, is because your spells are tension and Harness on Death. I wonder if we see make it a high on the Harness of Death or something for Brett.
Ooh.
When we get to that like
play
really
around
crucial moment and
syndicate target.
Yeah. So I mean, just if he's holding quantity of low blocks because he can't hold mids because Stroke the Big Tree will connect anyway, and probably is not going to hold highs. Brett does have that option.
This is a very tricky deck.
Yeah.
This is a very
It is for sure.
yeah. And makes sense that we're seeing Brett here with this deck, that he made it this far in the tournament.
And I think Jester's one of those characters that for a long time we've always said like it just takes someone to crack the code. you
Yeah.
know? And for a while people got close and did interesting things, but no one really has seen the competitive success in quite a while.
And let's see if TC can bounce back and win game 2 and force a game 3 at
we
least.
need to not check it too. I think that
Yes. That was also
Yeah.
the 2 check in the crucial. Even if he checked all 3s, he would have had a 5 or 6 build there. But the 2 at that time,
But the extra foundations might have meant that he could dig for another low block and actually pass it,
or flip a turn earlier.
or flip a turn earlier.
Yeah.
I think because he wasn't getting to 8 that turn, so he was not flipping on the
probably
second.
not, yeah.
But it would have made his stage a lot healthier.
And we are off to start off game 2. TC leading the way here.
Deciding on this hand. It doesn't look bad, but when you consider the 2 checks in his deck,
I'm looking
things
at that
get a
airship.
little bit scarier.
Yeah, looking at that airship.
Yeah.
No zeros in hand to offset the 2s.
We are in Las Vegas.
There are 2s in your deck. Those are not guaranteed.
No.
Okay. You put those on very confident.
Like I said, put it on black.
Yeah.
All right. Brett choosing not to review.
Gonna
We
go
saw
with,
how good leading the Bebop was last
yeah.
game.
Seems like the crucial piece of his deck,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I think we only have 3 foundations, though, and then
Wild
we're on the
Pussycats
backups.
and Inspiring Song, allowing for Mill here to turbo him into these backups.
Do we go on a 6? No, we take our win of not checking one of our attacks yet.
Yeah. Which is unlikely to do so.
It's not super likely.
Yeah.
I mean, when you make 5 checks, I mean, it depends on how big the deck is.
Well, yeah, but only 2 of them matter, right?
You're correct. Yes.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to go Wild Pussycats. We're going to pick up the Keiko's Aid. Electing not to do another Wild Pussycats. It's going to go with the Keiko's Aid there.
Yeah, maybe
Is that-
already.
okay, I thought that was an airship. I was wondering if I made that up. I was like, I thought I saw that in his hand, but he didn't play it last turn because of the 2 check. But
Yeah. Taking the Keikos already, we're like really respecting Brett's ability to somehow do some cheeky stuff turn 2. Potentially with an Echoed Harness already, but like, I don't know if you have enough momentum as Brett, because I think you get 1 and then you either spend it on the Echo or you spend it on leaving the Bebop. assuming you even have an attack.
I mean, I think if TC just gets this Radiant Visage down early, then it will prevent
Unless
some
Brett sees
of,
them like reflecting on choices or something.
Yeah,
Oh, there's
some
the
of
jump scare.
yeah. When it mattered least.
Yeah.
When it mattered not at all.
Perfect play.
Yeah. Okay, he's going
at
for,
the backup, I assume.
Yeah, for MonsterVerse Machine.
We are probably tapping down that, leaving the Bebop with MonsterVerse Machine. That way, Red is not able to enter the mill X number, draw an attack mode.
Yeah.
On TC's turn.
And unlock the custom character creator, essentially.
Brett does not have a Theo McGath or anything, so there's no real way to. I mean, you would need more momentum anyway to save one of these backups, but I assume the fighter jets is going to go by. Oh no, we didn't go to backup. Interesting.
We are going to block with the Jaegerist follower, taking one for the team, jumping in front of the monster's thermal blast.
Just the blah.
We've got Chivalrous Charge following that up. This card has seen a lot. This card's been very popular recently.
Yeah, it's one of those things where a lot of the decks that are doing well are just not on these symbols, but when these symbols show up, this card is very frequently there. So it's a 3-low for 9 in TC's deck?
Yes, in Ymir, yeah, it's essentially a 3-low for 9. Very high-sided card. Like it's a 3-low for 7, but if your rival has no cards, then they draw one. So, but most of the time it is a 3-low for 7.
Yeah, and then also like Brett does not have a ton of resources for defense, and if TC is able to flip and has Egress, the shifted attack, that is just +3 speed on everything.
Yeah.
The game's just going to end very quickly, you know, if we get to that.
Let's see what Brett has for us. What effect was you? Oh, okay, the Inspiring Song.
Yeah.
I was like, that one's okay. Inspiring Song, Milling 3, trying to dig for something for his discard pile. Yeah. No. We don't choose yet. He's
It's like, it'll be minus.
The dueling ideology.
It'll always be minus. What is wrong with you?
We did see it happen for the first time. We really did see it happen. The Schrodinger's Inspiring Song
spoke it into
check
existence.
Into a too big to contain. But looks like he's going to take the damage from the Chivalrous Charges. He's going to take 9 to the dome. And he's going to go follow it up with a Jawjammer on a 6. Checks a 4. That's okay. We expected to commit one anyway.
This is
can
coming
commit
in
one more.
for 10.
Committing Ymir. Oh, minus to the check. Okay, he's commit 3. So the check was a 3 actually because of the Inspiring Song minus.
Yeah. So it'll only be for 8 then?
Yeah.
I don't know if we needed to get some attacks out of our hand or just realize that our best option is to put Brett low enough that we can just play front side next turn and threaten him. You know, with only 5 or 6 foundations, depending on how our build goes. He's using the Enhance on Jawjammer for damage. Brett now electing to use Jester.
Gonna get his momentum, yeah.
Yeah. PC, I believe, responded with Curious About Quirks. If that was in his stage, to draw a card when Brett did.
Yes, that wasn't his stage. So he draws a card. When your rival plays a character ability, flip, draw 1 card.
Brett presumably using his last card to block this throw, going to 18.
He did minus speed it. So
Yeah.
I would imagine that was his plan. But we'll see how it pans out. Maybe he's contemplating, well, if I use my last card in my hand, what if TC just throws another attack? Ymir is sideways.
Yeah,
So
I don't know
what to think about that. Yeah.
You could really squeeze out of this turn at that point.
You would have to check a 5 if you play you play a 3 diff, the 3 diff on a 3, but that's not enough damage
It's
here.
only what, like 3?
Yeah. Or if you're low enough health, it's like +2, and then with Ymir, but Ymir sideways, it would be at most like 7, but
Yeah.
we are going for the half. We are going to check the 6. Not that it mattered here. I believe this was a block even on the 3. We are going to take 4. So Jester will take a little bit more damage.
And this just makes TC's job a lot more manageable in the coming turns.
Yeah.
We're building an airship. So depending on the number of attacks that TC draws when it comes back to his turn, we might be putting Brett's back against the wall.
Yeah.
However,
I don't know if you saw TC instinctively reach to commit foundations when he played his Radiant Visage on a 5. He played it and just reached for his 6 tap
I
2,
did not.
and then saw that it was a 5.
you can tell all the rounds have been going. If
Yeah.
the initial response.
It was,
The really scary thing here,
just
though,
muscle
is
memory.
Brett is now going to his turn. TC has no speed reduction, and Brett has an enhanced step that is a harness on death. TC does have 3 foundations and can Keiko's aid. Brett is choosing to build instead.
Yeah.
Okay. There. I don't know. There was leaving the Bebop. You could.
He also has momentum and a backup.
He
He
could
could
have swung
harnessed
for the fences.
He could have
Yeah.
harnessed, echoed the harness on death if he deemed it necessary. But
You really could have.
maybe, to be fair, there might not be that many backups. We don't know the backup count. It might
That
be
is
not.
true.
There might not be that many. It might only be like 5, which would not be enough here. We have not had a chance to mill, but leaving the Bebop as the first enhance could have potentially gotten us, closer.
Yeah, going
But-
up to 6 foundations, 4 backups. A good amount of defense now because of Driven by Retribution answering potentially like the airship. However, TC does have Best Buddies and Arrogant Fighter. So if he wants, he can respond and sacrifice Arrogant Fighter and seal the piece that would stop airship from drawing him an attack from his card pool, right?
Yes. I had to just verify the text of Harness on Death if he could have swung at Egress, but you cannot.
No, you cannot.
Harness on Death, the must deal damage to a character
Yeah.
cannot be a backup.
That would have been it already counts your opponent's backups as the burn damage. I think if you could poke their backup and kill them, it'd be so rude.
A little bit too much.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit excessive.
Yeah. Thankfully, Egress is not a backup in the discard, only in this stage.
Yeah.
When he is slain, he does return to being an attack.
The really cool part about Jester as a backup character is you have access to both the life and fire symbols. So you have all of the good backup pieces that like Hanj 1 had access to, like Hitch and things that can really extend your life pool beyond what you're able to block with.
Yeah. So TC has a choice here. He can either go after leaving the Bebop to slow down Brett again, or he can go after the Driven by Retribution and potentially go for the win this
So
turn.
if he really wants to, he can do both because of the Arrogant Fighter. We have the ability to destroy it with Best Buddies.
And he can seal it. So
But
he
we're
is-
electing not to, which means Driven will get to resolve unless we airship our own attack.
Yeah. Just firing off the Godzilla vs. Biollante, drawing an extra card. Is that
hand-
what he built with Ymir's once per turn? He just played the Godzilla vs. Biollante
I
and
believe
built
so,
it?
yeah.
We are going to spend the momentum with Jester. We are going to go pick up the spell. Stroke the big tree.
Yeah, I mean, I think Brett is already setting up for attempting to kill TC next turn.
I think so too.
Because once again, TC will go to 8 foundations if this fails.
Yeah. So TC can pick up Egress here. That is an option.
Yes.
If he is running low on attacks, he can pick it up, go for the...
He has airship, so he does have quantity of moves. I don't
Yeah.
know if he has the foundations to pass checks because
That's
he's
true.
not really clearing progressive, barring the airship. We're going to damage reduce this with Hitch. So it'll go down to 1 damage, which is enough to get a power token. Still does that.
Sure does.
We have 2 momentum as well for powerful 2 if we want to just use them. I don't know what else TC uses momentum for in his deck. I think we're doing it.
So, as you mentioned there, Hitch committing for minus damage equal to number of backups in your stage.
Yep.
So he did build up to 4 last turn, so that is going to be minus 4 damage on the Monster vs. Machine. Ymir is going to plus 2, bringing it back up to just 1 damage.
Okay, we spent with the Jester. Well, maybe he can only have 1 momentum.
Not super worried about the power token, to be honest. Those are 2 fighter jets. So I think the power
yes.
tokens,
Yeah.
the squad has it on lock.
They're not long for this world.
No, the Air Force is ready to mobilize at a moment's notice. But we are going to Driven by Retribution.
Put the airship
Put the
in.
airship in the stage. Could have put Egress in the stage too. What actually happens? Does it go back to being an attack and it's
Yeah.
just sitting there? Okay.
And it turns back.
Well, second second airship.
Cursed card pools.
This is a cursed card pool. That's crazy. All right. Well, TC was one step ahead.
Yep.
And had the second airship in hand for the Driven by Retribution.
But I think
when
we
the
want to
airship
build
in
the
card
flip
pool.
here, and I don't know if we'll be able to keep up a lot of our
Yeah, he needs to play
stuff. We do not
one
check well.
more to go to 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
And here we are.
Okay, never
Oh,
mind.
he's going to go to 9.
We're feeling it.
We are feeling it. Getting a resting up in the stage. So he does have Egress is a 1 low, right? Egress can
Yes,
come back to hand.
that is true.
It's a 1 low because Chivalrous Charge is a 1 low. And then he has Military Airship.
Maybe
pick
Brett
it
should
up.
have gone for the
However, as you pointed out,
Driven on.
we do have Stroke the Big Tree, change the zone.
We do have changed the zone of harness.
We do have changed zone of
TC has
harness.
2
and
cards
death.
in hand.
Yeah.
There, I don't know if we can pass the checks though because of Keiko's aid. We're okay. So we're responding with Best Buddies here, sacrificing Arrogant Fighter, and this will seal leaving the Bebop for the turn.
Yes.
And this makes Harness on Death's damage a lot less scary for this turn.
Arrogant Fighter, not that it's relevant in this interaction, but a very interesting card in that it is a static to seal something,
Yes.
so it can't even be canceled by effects that would cancel. Like, ordinarily, this type of effect is a response. So any response cancels do not work on Arrogant
There's
Fighter.
a lot of wonky timing with it.
Yeah.
I've had it like seal a fighting for control before the fighting for control could respond. Another time. So we are using Gesture Enhance. Getting that harness.
Yep. And we now have the Roman cancel.
We have 1 more momentum and no. Okay, they haven't moved the once per turns. I believe Gesture has not used the.
Yeah, Jester has not, as they've just, yes. Jester has definitely not gotten a momentum yet this turn.
Yeah.
So we are going to commit. We're going to get the momentum from the top of our deck. But TC does have the Radiant there to deny the momentum.
That is true. Did we could have actually done it to take the Roman cancel if we were totally respecting the zone change. Because at that point, Brett's only momentum was the Roman cancel. We chose not to do that.
Well, did Brett not first enhance?
He first enhanced Jester,
He first enhanced Jester.
putting him
picked
down
up.
to 1 momentum. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to scout the top, I think, with the Jaegerist, anticipating a Keiko's aid. But I don't know if the Keiko's is getting fired just yet.
He is going to Radiant Massage there.
Spend the backup, +1
Yeah.
damage to the harness.
I'm feeling the inspiring song Hail Mary, mill 3 backups.
Yeah.
It's gonna, I'm feeling it.
Man, if this comes down to a zone change on the harness, like if TC plays face up and shows 2 low blocks in hand, Brett might see that line.
Let's see.
You do need enough attacks to make it happen.
Yes, you do, for sure. Because we have 2 unknowns in hand, the airship can pick 1 up, and then we do have Egress being
We
a
also
1
need
low.
the harness to be enough damage, and I'm not sure if we're there yet.
Well, I think Sword of the Big Tree just connected. So
Yes.
harness very well could be
It could be a
12
12.
backups.
Yeah. This would be a really precise line if Brett is able to connect a high harness on death.
Definitely. And I'd love to see it,
I-
quite frankly. Sorry, TC, but I do really... but I would much rather see Brett have a really cool line with Roman cancel harness on death.
Yeah.
But I
Check a
I imagine
six.
TC has some sort of idea that's a possibility, right?
Yeah.
I imagine even if he was blindsided game 1, I imagine that he did, think about it for game 2, and he is going to remind the -1 speed from Egress.
Mm-hmm. So sacrificing here to the Blitz to give Echo is signals that we might use the Roman cancel to Echo,
Yeah.
but that could just be a way of getting rid of Egress and or Airship.
Yeah.
Right? Like forcing 2 low blocks. But you gotta assume TC was holding low blocks after last game.
Yeah. Even if he wasn't, even if he wasn't, Egress is a low block here. But you're saying, if he is
Yeah.
forced to,
Because if he doesn't force that, then TC has 3 speed and everything.
yeah. But I do feel a pretty realistic outcome could be TC puts Egress in his hand, Brett changes the zone of Harness on Death, and then TC just has a mid in his hand to block it or something like
Yeah,
that. Or
2
a high. Maybe not a high.
How much are we dealing with the game here if this fully connects. It
Looks like there's
we
12. It looks
are-
like it'll be exact lethal if it does connect.
Okay, now the crazy line. You pump with hitch so the half block kills. That's the insane one.
And then you make it a mid because there's no way that they were holding a mid because it struck the big tree.
Oh,
That's the crazy. That's the
5D chest
download.
angle.
Oh,
my
making it a mid. He's making it a
God.
mid. Oh my god, is he doing it? Oh, he makes it a high.
Makes it a high. You got a high.
I was on board for making it a mid.
If we tap hitch here, this is.
I was on board
game.
for making it a mid.
TC looking at his hand.
Yeah,
Oh man.
TC's looking at his hand. Maybe his only lows.
If we don't tap hitch though, this isn't enough.
Yeah, he's not gonna tap hitch.
Oh, we
He's
do.
tapping hitch
He
for
sees
plus
it.
3.
Oh man.
7 half block is for 4. And
Did we mind trick our way into a 2-0?
oh my goodness, does he not have a high? Does he only have lows? I'm still on board with the I would have made this a mid, but we're going to reveal or not if I would have won the game. Looks like
Oh, what is his
no
hand?
high. From the body language, looks like he doesn't have a high.
I don't think he does.
He only has mids. Oh my goodness. Did he? He can't believe it.
my
TC can't believe it. Oh man. Giving it echo to truly to mind trick.
Yes.
This
Well,
was
it's +1 damage.
this was crazy. Yeah,
It-
because
it
it put
actually-
it put the backup in,
Which made
to
it
make
lethal.
it lethal on the half.
Yeah. Incredibly precise line.
Yes, and inspiring song. Did inspiring song mill a backup?
I think it did.
because there was
one or
such a-
two.
Oh my! Is it a mid?
It's
and
a
it's
mid.
for lethal. That's for lethal. That's
Oh
game.
my
Oh
God.
my gosh!
Tam's just over there
That's
nodding.
great.
And
Okay, for
smiling.
the record, I would have lost because I would have made it a mid. For the record, I would have lost.
Absolutely insane
Oh my!
line.
That was a incredibly well played line by Brett. TC is laughing about it. He sees it too.
And like this is actually this gesture deck came out of nowhere, right?
Truly out of
but
nowhere.
You gotta respect it. Like the amount of low zone overload, forcing your opponent to play to hold this mass quantity of lows,
Yeah.
and then you just pick the exact
That-
moment when you have the read.
That was an incredible play. That was an incredible play.
You thought we were gonna be here forever just watching them build past
I did.
Nah,
That
they're killing each other.
That was an incredible play.
I'm glad we
I
got to
don't-
commentate this
I
game. This is a
don't-
cool one. This is a really cool
I don't
one.
want to jinx it. Brett should make top 8 here.
I
He's
believe-
X1-1.
I believe he
should make
should,
it.
yeah.
I'm not going to say definitively, but I will say he should. This should have secured his spot, and assuming so, well deserved. Fantastic play.
This is
fantastic
the best
play.
gesture deck I have seen.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I definitely the best match that we've seen this weekend, I think.
Yes.
Just fantastic play all around. I'll also say I like how TC played as well.
Oh, for sure.
And
Yeah.
Egress was really tricky, and the airship, like
a lot of adaptation there.
Yes,
the
for sure,
read
for sure.
on driven on the assuming the driven would target the airship, which it
Yeah.
did, and just
Yeah.
having the other airship.
Yeah.
Choosing not to commit there.
Yeah.
A lot of heads up decisions on both players' parts, but ultimately, it's just you have to. It's like this game of chicken with the zone change. And
Yeah.
do you just hold a high forever? Do you hold a mid forever?
You can't.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't.
You actually just can't.
Yeah.
And there's no like Mikasa defeats female Titan or any way around that. So
And what's interesting also is there's no solved interaction there because somebody could watch this game and they could say, "Oh, I'm going to hold a high," and then what if in top 4, Brett
goes mid.
Brett looks you in the eye and goes mid,
guess its own.
and
just guess.
yeah. That was a great read, a great play, fantastic match all around.
Yeah.
Very happy to see
And
that.
you really didn't feel the lack of attacks in the gesture
No,
deck
definitely not.
because of the ability to just keep drawing them and the ability to mill so many cards between Inspiring Song, Radiant Visage, and leaving the Bebop. Just saying, I'm always going to find these moves and I'm going to get to my combo. Harness is a card that I've done a lot of exploring with, particularly in like Elder Toguro and stuff like that. And there was always like one little piece missing, and I think this deck might have found it.
For sure. I also think Stroke the Big Tree, fantastic addition. It's not a secret that it's a spell.
No.
But I don't think anybody, and that card has seen success in other decks. I don't think anybody saw the reveal of Stroke the Big Tree and went, you know what this does? This unlocks 7 attack Jester Zone mix-up Harness on Death.
Yeah.
It's been.
This is the exact mind trick we need to make the Harness on Death hit them for exactly
for exactly 16
Holy
on
cow.
a half. No, I Stroke the Big Tree is a very tricky card, but we are okay.
I think we are going to do a winner's interview, but the players
Yeah,
are
but it
still
will take
wrapping up
yeah.
and talking about the game. Understandable after what happened. You know,
Yeah,
I would
that
want
was a mind blender of a game for sure.
So we potentially have a Jester in top 8, which is
I think we do.
not
I
on
think
my
we do.
bingo card.
No,
for sure.
definitely not.
Absolutely not.
Definitely not.
I don't know who else is quite in there. I think Justin Martin was able to ID. I know.
I think so. There should be Justin. Justin should be in the top 8 with
Jake Hyatt topped
Mitchell
as well. IDing with George Rangel. So I believe both of them are in. We'll have to see the other results. I believe Barlow came up and told me he made it, so I believe him.
And then Calvin DeHaan is currently on the bubble playing against
Our local.
our local.
Two of our locals
Two
facing
of
it
our
off.
locals playing on the bubble here.
Yeah.
So the winner of that match presumably will make top 8. That is Reiner versus Anguirus, as we saw
Yeah.
Calvin playing in the
So
team
one of
event
those will
yesterday.
make it in.
Yeah, so one of those should make it in.
Gosh, I hope the Jester makes it.
Yeah, it should. It would take a lot.
Yeah.
It would take a lot, but yeah, this was a fantastic match. I can't say it enough times.
What a way to send off the day.
That was a delightful match to watch, and for sure a great way to close off the day. And we are going to send it over to the winner's interview with Brett and Tam. So take it away, Tam.
What's up, everybody? Round 7, the final round in the bag with I mean, obviously, I had to get you on. I brought a singular UniVersus deck this weekend, and it was Jester. And to have you show this off on stream, elated. First off, congratulations. Let's talk a little bit about this deck. This is an unbelievable dark horse pick. You've made it in the 7th round. You won this match. And even TC, your opponent, was saying things like, man, this deck is too cool for me. What made you pick Jester coming into Las Vegas Regional?
So I don't have a lot of time to like prep for things, so I just picked the deck I've been playing the longest. I've literally been working on Jester since Harness on Death came out. This is probably like the 10th or 11th iteration of the deck. So it's just the one I'm most familiar with. I know all the ins and outs. I know how to approach the matchups. And I just have fun playing it. It plays the game differently than a lot of other players are expecting. And then also, people aren't expecting to get blindsided by 5 Harness on Deaths in a single turn.
Yeah, it's man, the Jester special, right? Have a ton of momentum and then play them out as much as you can. You've talked about this deck for, you said version 11. I've seen you write articles on this deck on the Facebook pages about this. Obviously, you had the choice coming in. Now that you've played all 7 rounds, how do you feel that it fares into the field with the ponies and the Reiners and the Rodans? Obviously, we just fought against another dark horse pick, Ymir, a character that hasn't seen a ton of play. But what are your thoughts into those matchups as you head into, I believe you're locked for top cuts, yes?
Hopefully, yeah. So the deck in its current iteration is really bad against aggressive decks. One of my matches, I played against an Air Rodan deck, and he had double queen and just folded over, right? Like, not a lot of decks can beat double queen on turn 2. The longer, grindier decks like Reiner, I'm pretty comfortable with if they don't know how to play the deck perfectly. Like, I played Jester in teams, and I played against a Reiner, and he ate me alive. But I also played against a Reiner in Swiss, and I 2-0'd him in like 15 minutes. So it largely comes down to I'd rather face the more mid-range or grindy decks. I do not want to face competent players, which is great going into top cuts, and I do not want to face aggro decks. Pony showing up in force like this, really scary for me, but I did beat a Pony in Swiss. Shout outs to the Pony Cabal, by the way. I helped Marvin kind of get that whole thing going. So to see Pony from girl power all the way back be a dominant force in the format, super cool. You can play the decks you want to play.
Yeah, I wanted to actually come to this point. You were talking, I heard you out in the thing, on the field, talking about play the decks you want to play. I think it is really cool that you have brought this, I'll say the word again, dark horse deck, and kind of making a stance of just because something wins or it is the meta pick does not necessarily mean that you have to play. You're not stuck in that mindset. So it's very cool to see you, kind of put your money where your mouth is and play what you want. That classic UFS attitude of, as long as you're good enough, you can kind of get away with anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a dinosaur. Came from the era where like Miles Tyler could play his pet deck, and he got 1,000 reps in with his pet deck. This is my pet deck. I'm pretty much washed from a competitive standpoint. So to see myself top 8 this with the deck I chose just to come and have fun, I wanted to make a statement. I'm not trying to like poo-poo the Reiners and the Mothras and the Rodans, because you can't discount the competitive choices that people are making. I just wanted to show people that if you have that idea, do not be afraid to like pop into a Discord and go, hey, hear me out. This might actually be something. And everyone thought I was nuts. But here I am. Yep.
I love it. With that, again, congratulations. Any shout-outs you'd like to give before we head back to the casters?
Yeah, shout out to the Vegas locals. Super awesome group, really chill. They, for the most part, were just messing around at locals, having fun, but to see them like lock in for the competitive event in their backyard has been really great. Watch them elevate their games, help them elevate their games. We actually had two people just randomly walk into the convention hall, and they'd never heard about the game or tangentially heard about the game, picked up some starter product, and they're local, and we're like, hey, come to Mini Realms. We play Sunday, Monday. And so hopefully we literally just by being here, being present, being welcoming, we've got 2 more players.
Incredible. That's so awesome. With that said, again, congratulations. Crossing my fingers. 8th place at the minimum. But for now, we're going to cut it back to my casters so they can talk about what the snapshot of this last round is and do a bit of predicting of what they think the top 8 is going to look like, Brett included. With that, take it away, casters.
All right, thank you, Tam. So that was the conclusion of round 7 and the conclusion of Swiss for Las Vegas, round 2 regional.
Yeah.
We have a couple more minutes on the clock, but that's it for today. We will be back tomorrow with top 8.
Looking quickly at, these are the matchups. We were talking a little bit about this earlier.
Yeah.
So a couple of tables ID'd. I know Calvin Tahan has 1 over Dominic. So Calvin, I believe, should be in top 8.
Yeah, I believe that as well, yeah.
Brett as well. I think the others are still playing. I didn't see a bunch of other results. I believe Patrick Toombs and David Toombs did win, but David might be at 5-2, which I don't know if it makes it.
I don't think it would.
Yeah.
But we will see how it shakes out. Notably, I was really confused, but Brody at table 15 is actually playing Reiner 2.
Yes.
I was like, why does this Reiner look different? He was playing the different Reiner, yeah. He might be the only one in the tournament playing that, but.
So right now, our top 8 looks like a couple Rodans, couple ponies. No, because Dan is still in a win and in. So at least 1 pony.
The George ID'd to make it,
yes,
right?
we have 1 Reiner. Yeah, not really the top 8 I expected. I mean, if it's a couple Rodans, couple ponies, that part, sure. Based on the pie chart, of course.
But presumably the result of table 5 would be a King Ghidorah 2 or Constantine on Mikasa that we saw 2 rounds ago.
Yeah. Man, I want to see more of that, Jester.
I do too.
I'm so glad I got to commentate that.
Yeah, me too. I think that was a fantastic match.
That was really, really
cool.
That
was amazing.
Potentially 2 Kristas in Top Cut, actually.
Yeah, depending on how the bracket plays out. And they're both Kristas against Pony.
Yeah.
So there could be a really skewed Pony.
Really interesting.
I don't know if every single one of them will make top 8. This is going to be an interesting shakeup to see how the standings go. But
yeah,
there are a lot of X11s, it looks like. So I'm not quite sure how it will play out.
Yeah, but I think the postings will probably, or the bracket for top 16 will probably be posted tonight, I believe, once the pairings are finalized. So we're finishing up the round here. Is there anything else jumping out to you on this, or?
No, I think we're a little bit too far down. That I know some of these, I don't think, even if they win, have a chance of making the top cut.
I think Ross has been out for a little bit.
Yeah.
So unless he's paired up into the Annie, I don't think the Annie can make it either.
I agree. But a lot of diversity here, a lot of different decks.
Yeah, not really what we expected. We saw a good amount of Reiner, but ultimately not that many converting.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Rodan being Rodan is not super surprising. We heard a little bit about Pony, but a lot of Dark Horses showing up. It's really cool.
Yeah, I cannot get over the Jester deck. I really, 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 really hope he makes the top 8.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many players have how many points or how it will shake up, but
I guess he was right. He was over there pulling cards for the deck a round or two ago, and he had the read.
Definitely. Yeah, fantastic. So,
but with that, I think we're probably signing off and then posting the pairings at this point.
Yeah. We're still waiting on confirmation there, but
yeah,
let's talk about the potential matchups for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. So the few that we do know, Pony, Rodan. How do you think those shape up? And do we know if it's the air Rodans that have been doing well, or is it the classic Void Rodan?
It's a lot of Void.
All
Well, it's a table 1 on air. So I believe there's one air.
So we
and
do
then
have
a couple Void.
Got it.
So obviously, same character, very different playstyles. How the deck's going to play out. The air Rodan is almost more analogous to a Pony.
Yeah.
In how it's going to play. So a lot of aggressive 7-handers where we're going to it's really going to be top seed is going to be a huge advantage.
Yeah,
I think.
for sure. So we are cutting to a break. We will be back with the announcements for Top Cut. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss this.
Okay.
evening, UniVersus. Good evening, everybody. May I have your attention, please? The Swiss rounds of the Round 2 Regional have come to a close. The day has ended, and 8 players remain among the top, ready to proceed into Day 2. It's time to find out who these 8 players are and give them all the fanfare that they deserve. If you are up amongst the names that I call, please come up to the stage and start lining up, because at the end we're going to get a really awesome little group shot. Starting at the very bottom, representing Gaming Giant, is the one and only Calvin Tahan. Coming in 7th place, we've got Brett M. Shaking up this top cut with a little Nomu shake, it's Jake Hyatt. All right, you'll never guess who came in 5th place. Come on up, Barlow, guess. Next up, the world champion of Let's Talk UVS, George Rangel. Coming up in 3rd place, we got a little Let's Talk UVS doubleheader. Come on up, Andrew Porat. Right, next up, the king of the meta game and his very own Liberation Army 2, Justin Martin. And finally, last but most certainly not least, in our hearts, in UniVersus's hearts, and in the hearts of the Cabal, it's Disaster Dan, your Swiss champ, everybody. Let's give it up for your Round 2 Regionals top 8. Now, for anyone who came in any place, anywhere, whoa, my friends, please. Wait until I'm done. Then you can trash talk all you
What
want
an
outside.
exciting and unexpected top 8 announcement.
Truly, yeah.
Thank you all for joining us. That concludes our coverage of Day 2, I guess, of our Las Vegas Regional. We will see you tomorrow morning for top 8.
Looking forward to it.
You don't want to miss it.
Have a good night, everyone.